Welcome to Gloucester County College in Sewell, New Jersey for Region 19 contest between the host Roadrunners and Mercer County Community College. I'm Scott Chappelear here with Fred Swartz, and Fred, it's the season finale, regular season finale for the Roadrunners as they get ready for the Region 19 tournament this weekend, and I'd say the Roadrunners are playing pretty well right now.
Yeah, right now they're number one in the country. They're 36-1. They've won 35 consecutive games. The only loss that they had in the season was their first game that they played down south, down in Georgia, and that's because the plane was delayed for 5 hours. They got in at midnight, had to drive all the way across to Tallahassee, Florida, stop, sleep an hour, and drive all the way up to Georgia. By the time they got there, they had no sleep, nothing to eat, played a very good team, lost, came back and beat them in the doubleheader, haven't lost since.
I was going to say, I saw that was a 9 a.m. start, that game, so I thought that had something to do with it, but obviously there was a lot more involved. But
very much involved, and the good news for them, Gloucester County College uses games like today and the rest of them, they always play the best competition they can play. And it's the only way that you're ever going to get better. So when they went down to Georgia and played some in northern Florida, they play all Division I schools, which is all full scholarship teams. And sometimes you do well against them, and sometimes you don't, but the one thing you always do is get better.
Absolutely, and this team has obviously gotten better as the season goes on. One of the nice things about this team is that even though they have won 35 in a row, they haven't all been blowouts. They played some close games. They came back against Hartford last week to win that game 4-3 in the first game of the doubleheader. So this team knows how to win not just the blowout, but also the close game if they're behind late.
Yeah, and that was the first time they had been behind in a game since they played Camden back in March. But the situation that I noticed with them, they probably have the best chemistry I've ever seen on a team. They all work for each other. They all pull for each other, no matter who's playing. And I think that probably now is the key as we head to the late season drive, because starting Friday, it'll be the region finals, and your record starts 0-0 again.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's saying something about a team coming from Gloucester County College, which has won 5 national championships already. And this one, could it be the best team of all?
Well, we've talked about it many a time. Probably the two best teams that we've ever talked about was the 1992 team, went 45-3. Won the national title, played everybody that was involved with. Matter of fact, the coach for Camden County College played on that team, and they were just a phenomenal group. The 2005 team that Rob Valley has, with 50-10, they also won the national championship, and almost every one of their players went on and played Division I or Division II. They were outstanding. I would put this group right in that mix. Time will tell if they go beyond it.
And as you mentioned, the Region 19 tournament starts this weekend. Because of that, it sounds like that GCC will have a little bit of an interesting pitching situation for today to get ready for this weekend.
Yes, to get ready today, it would be just like a normal workout day. I think you're going to see a majority of the staff, except for Nick Alloway, pitch at least one inning. Probably one inning will be the maximum for that. Same as a work day, as you were down in the bullpen preparing for today's game. That's what they will be doing today. We commonly call it in the business pitching by committee.
And despite the pitching by committee, obviously they're still going to be trying to win to keep that winning streak alive heading into the tournament. We'll be back with all the action right after this. And welcome back to Gloucester County College here in Sewell, New Jersey, and we're getting ready for the start of today's Region 19 game against Mercer County Community College. Here's the starting defense for the Roadrunners. In left field, Edwin Frias. Center, Alex Colon, John Garozzo in right. Around the infield, it's Logan Morello, J.J. Williams, Ronnie Tanner, and Francisco Rodriguez. Behind the plate, Jim Best, and on the mound, starting today, Frank Vetrano.
And there'll be some names that South Jersey fans will be very used to seeing. Ronnie Tanner, though, comes from Haverford, Pennsylvania, and Logan Morello comes up from Florida. And Edwin Frias is from northern Jersey, but John Garozzo played for Timber Creek. Mike Schatzman, the designated hitter, came out of Washington Township. J.J. Williams came out of Timber Creek. And first baseman Francisco Rodriguez played at Pennsauken. Jim Best at Shawnee, and Frankie Vetrano pitched for Absegami.
All right, so a nice South Jersey flavor to the GCC Roadrunners. And Vetrano, a lefty today.
Yeah, and he's done very, very well. They have basically a 6-man starting rotation that comes through, and Frank has pitched quite a few big games. He throws hard. He has very, very good control. And the one thing that most people will enjoy about him, he's a competitor. He loves to challenge the batters, and he loves to go right after you.
Yep. Not a huge strikeout guy, 29 strikeouts in 33 innings. But we'll see how he does today. And here's the first batter today for Mercer County College, leading off the center fielder, Kevin Kozak.
And Kozak's hitting .350 on the season so far, so just what you want in a leadoff hitter. Makes contact and makes the pitcher work.
And here's the first pitch. It's just outside for ball 1.
What a beautiful day for baseball, huh?
It is.
Temperature's got to be 80 degrees. The wind is there, but not at that much area.
And that one catches the outside corner, evens the count at 1-1.
Kozak played up at Hamilton West in the central New Jersey section.
Pitch right on the outside corner, 1-2, and that's one thing his defense has got to like, is Vetrano's working quickly. And that one's in the dirt, evens the count 2-2.
First look at Vetrano's curveball. He gets that over. He is a tough pitcher.
And really those fastballs were setting that pitch up, and he wanted to get ahead there so he could do that. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. High and outside, full count, 3-2.
Yeah, they were talking the other day, Scott, that to be an outstanding pitcher, there has to be a big difference between your fastball and your breaking ball, so that the hitter gets to see something different.
Absolutely. Fouls that pitch off. And he went back to the fastball out there on the outside corner.
I think we would consider that's going to be his bread and butter pitch all day.
Let's see what he throws here on this 3-2 pitch. Another foul ball.
The players from Gloucester County, part of their job is to retrieve all foul balls, so I'm sure they're not thrilled when there's a lot of foul balls to start the game off.
Very reminiscent of high school. And that one's outside, ball 4. Kozak takes a walk to lead off the game.
And Scott, Mercer's a very good Division II team. Division II allows Mercer to give scholarships to each and every one of their players in the form of tuition. So every one of these players is receiving some type of financial aid somewhere along the line to come.
And another lefty for Mercer, DH Anthony Verderes. Throws over to first.
Verderes is hitting .357 on the year. Again, another very good contact hitter and person that can use the speed. Verderes comes from also Hamilton West.
That one's high for ball 1.
Scott, I know from checking baseball for years and years, I think the first inning is probably the most difficult inning for a pitcher. You have to get yourself relaxed. You have to get into the flow of the game.
There's a fly ball to left. Coming in on it. Oh, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Kozak stops at second, so Mercer's got the first 2 men on here in the top of the first.
And even though the wind doesn't look like it's blowing in an extreme manner, it does have an effect on it. I watched a ball yesterday in the Rowan Montclair game that looked like it was heading for center field, and it ended up hitting on the back of the infield. So wind can be an incredible deal.
And no matter what it feels like at field level, it's going to be a lot higher up. It's going to be blowing a lot harder. Now up is the catcher for Mercer, Russ Stepinski.
Also a 300 hitter. He's hitting .301 on the season.
They're expecting the bunt here, and he's squared around, and Vetrano steps off the rubber.
Scott, I'll tell you what, Logan Morrell just became my hero. Did you see how far he was coming on that bunt? He was almost a home plate.
That's the sign of a true third baseman, that he's willing to come that far in. There's the pitch, just outside. He takes it, ball 1.
Boy, crucial time right now for Frank Vetrano. He's had 2 hits, a walk and a hit. He's got runners on first and second. He needs to get an out of some type of way right now.
And he squared around again. And he takes that one on the outside corner, evens it up 1-1. And then, the hit wasn't that well hit. It fell in the right spot. So it's not like they're hitting him hard, but he's in a pickle now, so.
That's the correct answer. And the bunt is in order. We'll see if he still has that or he's going to swing away.
He hasn't squared yet, and he's swinging away. Grounder to short, and the throw to first in time for the out. Moves the runners along. So now,
for our viewers, first time take a look at J.J. Williams, who's really improved as the shortstop this year. He makes the good play, he makes the routine play, and has a very, very strong arm. And shortstop, center field, and second base, probably one of the most important positions on the baseball team.
and now Mercer's cleanup hitter due up, the first righty in the lineup so far, James Lauer.
Lauer's also hitting .311 on the season, so they could definitely swing the bat.
That one's in the dirt for ball one. And he's also one of the top RBI guys with 26 on the season. Second on the team.
And interesting that the shortstop is your cleanup hitter and also your top RBI guy.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball right down the middle, evens the count, 1-1. It'll be interesting to see how he pitches him here too. Just with runners on second and third and one out, the infield's playing back, willing to concede the run for the out. So,
as it's always said, it's a 9-inning game, and the games cannot be won in the first inning, but they can definitely be lost in the first inning.
Nice pitch there. Took a little something off of that one. 1-2. And I think that's the first time he's done that today, so that was a perfect spot for it.
Right, because these hitters are good enough that if you just rely on one pitch, it's only going to be a matter of time before the ball's going to be leaving the yard.
Inside, evens it up 2-2.
For you viewers, James Lauer was a prep schooler. He played at the Pennington School.
Vetrano set the 2-2 in the dirt. Nice stop there. And the count goes full.
That definitely now becomes a hitter's pitch because you know Vetrano doesn't want to walk the bases loaded. So
Absolutely.
I think this one's coming down the plate.
Absolutely. With Matt Hill on deck, you don't want to have him up with the bases full. There's the payoff pitch. And another foul.
And what Scott was saying, Matt Hill, the next hitter, is the leading hitter for Mercer. He's presently hitting .409.
And leads the team in RBIs with 33, so he obviously knows what to do when he's got men on
sure
base.
Does.
Here comes the pitch. Nice curveball, strike three. That's a big strikeout there.
And even better now because Frank could definitely see his way out of this inning, but he'll have to face the dangerous Matt Hill.
And as he said, Hill leading the team in hitting, .409.
Also another lefty, Scott.
There's a lot of left-handers in this lineup.
And I'll tell you, with the wind blowing to right field today.
Takes one low for a ball, and I guess that may have played something into the fact of Vetrano starting being a lefty.
And I think definitely that's probably the answer.
Comes set. Line back up the middle, base hit into center. One run scores. The other runner's coming around third. He will score. As the throw comes in short.
Let's go, baby.
And Hill with a 2 RBI single, and Mercer takes a 2-0 lead.
Scott, great piece of hitting. He stayed back on the ball. He waited for the pitch to come to him and just drilled it right up in the center field. We had a little bobble by Lexi Colon in center field, but I think both runs would have scored anyway.
And it looked like that pitch, was similar to the other curves, except it was higher up in the zone, and like you said, Hill stayed back on it and came right through it. Now up Luis Alvarez, the left fielder. Takes it high for a ball.
Some of you that follow high school sports will also know that the Hamilton area has 3 different high schools, and Mr. Alvarez went to Nottingham High School.
1-0 pitch in the dirt. Now it's 2-0.
We were saying Gloucester County has the region tournament Final Four being held here on Friday. Mercer plays their first round of the Division II championship against Burlington County College, and that starts on Saturday. They play a best out of 3.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Catches the inside corner, 2-1. This has got to be a huge lift for Mercer, being able to jump out on top here in the top of the first.
Especially in the last 2 times that they played, it was Gloucester County that jumped up on top. So this definitely does a lot for your psyche and gives you that little extra step, I guess.
And they played twice earlier in the season. Gloucester County won both games by a 13-2 and 8-2 score. So Mercer's already matched their run production from each of the first two games.
Absolutely. And if you're ever looking for it, this is a trap game for Gloucester, and we'll talk about it later.
And there's a drive into center. Cologne coming in. It's short, and he's in there to make the catch for the final out.
So for Mercer in the top of inning number 1, we had 2 runs. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. And we'll head to the bottom of inning number 1, Mercer 2, Gloucester County coming to bat. That was good.
Let's see. And I guess now it's key for Gloucester County College to respond quickly.
Yeah, I think we were talking about it being a trap game. Gloucester played yesterday against a Division I school, which not only offers scholarships, but also offers room and board. They played up in New York City, playing Monroe College. Beat them 19-0. Had a day where you don't do anything wrong. You know you have the region tournament coming up here. Mercer's a good team, so they're going to have to go out and play, and I think the best way to do it is hit the baseball.
And they'll be trying to do that against Brian Siegel, right-hander, freshman.
And Siegel, I believe, has not faced the Roadrunners yet this year. We're looking and finding out he has a 2-1 pitching record. His ERA is up above 6, but baseball is a any given day kind of sport.
Yeah. 41 hits in 31 2/3 innings, 26 walks, 23 strikeouts, and also more hits than innings pitched. So he does give up base runners, so the Roadrunners really need to try and take advantage of that as early as possible.
Right, and Mercer's in the same situation. When they play their big tournament game on Saturday, and today being Wednesday, that would only be 2 days rest before the tournament begins. So the big guns will only throw short or not throw at all today.
And obviously Mercer doesn't have the record of Gloucester County College, but they did win the GSAC Division II title this year. So first pitch low for a ball.
This is Ronnie Tanner, played at Haverford, Pennsylvania. Very, very explosive hitter, very, very aggressive hitter. Had a cycle game, Scott. One game earlier this year, he went 6 for 6. Had a single, double, triple, home run, another double, and another triple.
Wow. 5 extra base hits and 6 at-bats is pretty impressive. Here's the 1-1 pitch, low in the dirt, 2-1.
It's kind of funny when you talk about people getting cycles. For him, the worry was whether he was going to get a single.
And then you hit one in the gap, and you got to say, well, am I going to stop it first? Another pitch low, 3-1. This is
and
exactly
Scott, what you're saying is
right,
what you're saying is right on the money. It looks like they're going to be very patient at the plate and make them throw strikes.
And the 3-1 pitch catches the inside corner, full count, 3-2. And even if he doesn't walk a lot of batters, if they could just get him into a lot of deep counts, make him throw a lot of pitches. It's a warm day. There's a foul. Yeah, if they could get him to throw a lot, like you said, they have a tournament this weekend too, and they don't want to burn a lot of pitchers either, I would imagine.
This is what makes Tanner so dangerous, because he can also drive the ball.
Ball 4. Leadoff walk for the Roadrunners. Setting things up for the shortstop, J.J. Williams.
And again, J.J. played his high school ball at Timber Creek High School, Olympic Conference player. Very, very good number 2 hitter because he's very good at advancing the runner.
Tanner hitting .379 on the season. And he takes off on the first pitch. Pitch is high, and there's no chance. He took off on the first motion. Siegel didn't even see him going, and he walked into second base.
Yeah, I was going to say that's almost a steal there on the pitcher.
Absolutely, and it's 1-0 on Williams. And that evens the count at 1-1, and that was actually before I even had a chance to ask. I was going to say, do you think that they'll be aggressive on the base paths here? And obviously that was the
One
case.
of Coach Dixon's trademarks always has been is make things happen. Double steals, single steals, suicides. I think you'll see it all today.
Another pitch high, 2-1. And that was Tanner's 15th steal of the season, so. 2-1 pitch. 3-1 now. And I guess, I mean, you know, the tough thing can be with a pitcher being this wild and this far out of the zone, when he is in the zone, you really got to take advantage of it at the plate.
That's correct, because you may not see that many good pitches when it comes through.
And there he goes for third, and he swings and grounds one high chopper to short. Is he going to have a chance to get him at first? The throw is late. An infield hit for J.J. Williams.
Scott, it must have been that extra concrete we put in right by the mound. That really boosted that thing. That was launched like the space shuttle.
And I tell you what, I saw him watering the dirt in front of home plate right before the game, and that's one of the key things about that is that'll allow you to get those high choppers like that.
And this is the viewer's first look at Lexi Colon. Last year he played in a Dominican college. He is the nation's leader in home runs.
13 of them on the season for Lexi. Not to mention a .419 batting average, which isn't half bad either.
Certainly doesn't hurt. Played at St. Augustine Prep, also a Cal League performer.
And that one's high and outside, ball one.
Probably what I like the most about Lexi is good eye. Good eye for a home run hitter. Usually you figure they're coming up and they're going to swing out of their heels to try for a home run. He definitely knows the difference between a ball and a strike.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Took a little something off of that one, evens the count at 1-1. And as you say, I mean, he's second on the team in strikeouts, so 22, which you might expect from a power hitter, but he's got 36 walks. It's just an amazing number. And that one's a little bit low, 2-1. And all those walks give him a .556 on-base percentage. I mean, that is just unheard of, especially with a hitter with that much power.
Right. Lexi's going to be one of those that's definitely eyeing up the June draft because there's been many scouts here during the season, and I think Lexi has a chance to go somewhere probably between the 20th and the 30th round.
And a pitch high, 3-1. And I tell you what, Siegel's getting behind every hitter. And you can't pitch that way, especially against a team that hits as well as this one does.
You're right. That's a recipe for disaster.
Sets up outside. Here's the pitch. Oh, and he just misses it. Is it going to stay in play? It's right over home plate. And the catcher makes the play. Out number one. He just missed that one.
You know, we were talking about big players being drafted, and Gloucester County person Nick Alloway, probably going to go possibly in the first 10 rounds, has an interesting date. He has a date to pitch for the New York Yankees in a tryout in Yankee Stadium before the draft.
That's not intimidating at all, I'm sure.
Not at all.
Here's the first pitch to cleanup hitter Jim Best, the catcher. And that, strangely enough, it's outside for ball one.
How about that? We sound like Bob Uecker here.
and you know, Bob Uecker just had heart surgery last week. He's going to miss about 2-3 months. I wish all the best for him because he's one of my favorite announcers.
He is certainly good.
And Best lofts a fly ball to left. Runner tags at third. The catch is made, and the throw comes into second base. The run scores, and Gloucester County's on the board. Make it 2-1.
Jimmy Best was another one yesterday. Jimmy Best went 4 for 4 and had 6 RBIs, so that's number 7 in 2 days, and doing just what they need to do. Chip away. You don't have to get all those runs back in inning number one. Just start going away.
Well, I mean, with the way this team scores runs, they don't have to get them all right away. I mean, they know that they're going to put runs on the board. So, and the throw over to first again. Williams back. And now up Francisco Rodriguez playing first base today. Takes a strike. The catcher throws down to first. Williams back.
Francisco last year played for an NJCAA junior college Division I team, full scholarship team down at Lewisburg, North Carolina. He's a guy that can play every position on the field.
He's another 400 hitter. There's the pitch. Low.
So far this year, he's played every outfield position. He's played third base, he's caught, and he's pitched.
That's a lot of versatility.
Yeah, we said we ought to plan a game where he played every position on the field at least one inning.
Well, obviously he didn't get to that point. So. They're paying a lot of attention to Williams over at first base. Swing and a miss there, strike 2.
Well, this is kind of a unique situation right in here because I think, as Richie Ashburn used to say, the runner on first looks runnerish.
Well, he's only got 3 steals in the season. He fakes going and strike 3. Swings through it, and that'll end the inning.
So for Gloucester County in the bottom of inning number 1, 1 run, 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left. 2-1 after 1 inning.
And welcome back to Gloucester County College. 2-1 Mercer, top of the 2nd inning. Joe Leone, the first baseman at the plate, just took strike 1. Here comes the 2nd pitch. Takes it high, evens the count, 1-1.
Also a local boy in the Mercer County area, played for Notre Dame High School.
Swings through that one, 1-2. And again, Vetrano's just working so quickly out there.
Definitely, if you're an outfielder and infielder, you like that because you have to be on your toes.
Yep. High and away, 2-2. And as we talked about in the pregame, Vetrano is only scheduled to go 3 innings today.
Yes, definitely committee pitching today, rotation, so that everybody gets at least 1 inning of work today.
And Looney fouls that one back, still 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Got that one down, and it's a fair ball down the left field line. Leone's going to go for 2. Here comes the throw in. It's late, and Leone's standing at second with a leadoff double. He went down and got that one right off the shoot tops.
I was going to say, great piece of hitting because it was definitely a breaking ball, probably almost at the shoot tops. And boy, he just drilled that thing right down the left field line.
And it really looked like it came off the end of the bat, but it came off with a lot of pop. I mean, and now the number 8 hitter, right fielder Matt Crank. And another lefty in this lineup. He'll obviously be trying to get the runner over to third. And he's going to be bunting. Pulls back, takes a pitch out in the outside corner for a strike.
Crank played his high school ball at Colts Neck High School, another central New Jersey school, and baseball power.
Gotta love that short conference baseball.
45 teams or whatever the total is.
I think it may be 600 now, I'm not sure. And of course, our old friend Joe Smith from Delsey High School, coaching up there as an assistant at Toms River South.
For the Frank brothers, quite an operation there.
And they throw behind to second base, and they get him. Tagged him right on the helmet as he dove back into the bag, and that's out number 1, a great play.
And it's interesting for everyone who's played baseball, straight time play. Signal given by the pitcher or the catcher to the shortstop, and they break on a time and just happen to catch him napping.
And that's strike 2, 0-2 to Crank. And it's not a daylight play like you see sometimes with the fielder coming in behind the runner, because the runner wasn't that far off the bag. Just missed the outside corner, 1-2. And that one's outside, evens the count, 2-2.
Yeah, I enjoyed the television situation where they put that little box strike zone.
Oh, yeah.
And you sit there and you get to know. It's got to be an umpire's nightmare.
And strike 3, swings through the pitch on the outside corner. He just kept burning that outside corner.
Strikeout number 2 for Vetrano, and I think the key that's been said for him, when he stays ahead of the batters, it definitely makes him tougher.
Yep, and I think that was his problem early on. And as you said, I mean, the first inning is especially tough to get going if you're not throwing strikes. And now the number 9 hitter in the Mercer lineup, second baseman Ryan Brzezinski, takes a pitch high for ball 1.
As we'll say, for the first time, Ryan played his high school ball at Steinert High School, another one of those Hamilton Township schools.
Grenz would back up the middle to second base, throw to first, gets him by a step, and that'll end the inning. Nice 1-2-3 inning there for
And
Vetron.
an unusual 1-2-3 inning because it's a 1-2-3 inning with a hit. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. We'll go down to the bottom of inning number 2, 2-1, Mercer. Okay.
And that's exactly what Vetroni needed there.
God.
Vetrano needed was a one, as you said, a hit with a 1-2-3 inning. But to get out of that inning unscathed and to get his offense back on the field and get him back at the plate quickly.
That's true. And the thing for a pitcher is it's all about rhythm. It's all about how you feel, and that inning definitely has to help him. Yes, paid attendance for today is 12.
Did they pay?
Did you get the money?
I thought you got the money.
Okay. I guess, you know what? I guess I got it free then.
Oh, jeez. And that's why we struggle so much. That's why we don't make more money ourselves.
Isn't that the truth? That's why we'll always be poor.
And now Logan Morello playing third base today and wearing number 35 takes a strike.
Logan's I guess we could call him an import. Logan played high school baseball down in Florida, now living in New Jersey.
And that'll even the count at 1-1.
I'll test your geography. Pendleton, Florida.
Ooh. Fouls it off the end of the bat there down the third base line, and that's 1-2. Pendleton is, I have to say, it's not a town that I've heard of in Florida. I would guess maybe Panhandle-ish area?
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
Pendleton.
Oh, swings and misses, but the ball bounces off the catcher. He couldn't find it, and he's going to be safe at first. That ball took a crazy hop straight up in the air right above the catcher's head, and he never looked up.
And I was going to say, and it actually came down and hit him right on the top of the head.
Yeah. Well, that was his first clue as to where the ball had gone.
That's exactly right.
So that's a big break for Gloucester County College, and now designated hitter Mike Schatzman, the Washington Township product, at the plate to try and move the runner along. Takes one low, ball one, and Mike is probably one of my favorite players from covering high school baseball, just in the sense that you look at him, he's not a big guy. Yeah, it's something he can't help. But if you underestimate him, he can hit the ball like he did there, but it's going to be to the deepest part of the ballpark, to center, easily taken in by the center fielder for out number 1.
Yeah, Mike's a great teammate, great human being, consummate competitor, and every time he gets a chance to play, he just goes 100% all the time.
And now right fielder John Garozzo at the plate.
John played his high school ball at Timber Creek High School, Olympic Conference performer.
He's hitting .338 on the season. First pitch right back up the middle, nearly took the pitcher's arm off, base hit. And Morello stops at second as the throw comes back in. Runners on first and second.
And almost like we saw Matt Hill do, just got his hands back, waited on the pitch, just went with it and delivered it right up the middle.
Absolutely, and now Edwin Frias, the 9-hole hitter and left fielder, due up, and then if he can get on base or at least avoid the double play, they'll have runners on for the top of the order.
Yeah, Edmund's from Jersey City, played at Union High School. We used to call him the double machine. Look at
he
this.
Bunts. Oh, what a great bunt. Is he going to be able to beat it out? Oh, just gets him at first, but he does move the runners to second and third. That was a great idea there. Just didn't get the bunt quite far enough away from home plate.
And actually a great play by the catcher. He got himself out there real fast, got himself into position so he could throw the ball and not drill the runner in the back.
But they do have runners on second and third, and we're back up to the top of the order, and Ronnie Tanner, who walked his first time up.
And a great spot for Ronnie because he loves to bat with runners on base.
Come on, Ronnie. And he has 7 homers and 22 RBIs on the season. Takes it low, ball 1.
Big key here for Gloucester County. If they can get that base hit through the middle and take the lead 3-2, I think that eliminates some of the momentum that Mercer had early in the game.
Absolutely, yeah. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, evens the count 1-1. And I will say that Siegel does seem to be doing a better job of not getting too far behind the hitters. He was in a lot of 3-1 counts in that first inning.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the old term settling in is starting to take place.
Ooh, nice pitch on the inside corner, 1-2. By the same token, I think GCC has sensed that he's around the plate more and are taking advantage of those first pitch strikes. Now he's got to protect here. 1-2 pitch. Fouled right at the plate.
One-two pitch would be a great place now for a curveball. We'll see what we call.
And he comes set. Here's another 1-2 pitch. Spoils that high fastball. Backing out of play over the Mercer dugout. Still 1-2.
Shows what I know about baseball, huh, Scott?
Well, I think that last one was an off-speed pitch, so maybe he was trying to change him up from the changeup.
Sounds good to me.
But yeah, that's the job. That's the tough thing about trying to protect with 2 strikes. He turned on that fastball, but got around too quick on it. Down the third baseline foul, and it's still 1-2.
But of course, if we're coaching, this is what we call battling here by Ronnie Taylor. And just stay in there and stay in there, and sooner or later you get the pitch you can hit.
If you're a coach, you love seeing what Tanner's doing at the plate right now. And another pitch, right back up the middle, through into center field, base hit. 1 run scores. Garozzo around third, he will score. A huge piece of hitting by Ronnie Tanner. 2-run single, and GCC takes the lead 3-2.
Boy, you said that was just hanging in there, spoiling the good ones. And when you got your pitch, you took advantage of it and drilled it right up the middle, and it's 3-2 GCC.
And you know, again, we talked about them wanting to take advantage of this situation and take the lead back early, and that's exactly what they've done here. And who knows, with Williams in the middle of the lineup coming up, they could get more before this inning's done.
And what's sometimes missed in the same situation, that bunt by Edwin Frias actually ended up being a very, very key play.
Absolutely, because it put both runners in scoring position and it avoided the double play. And he's tough with the pitch. Throw down to second. Oh, and they get him at second base to end the inning. Williams is left at the plate.
Great throw there by our catcher Stupinski there for Mercer, because Tanner got a great jump. And that was just a BB thrown down to second base for the last out. So Gloucester County takes the lead with 2 runs. They do it on 2 hits. There was a very unusual play where a strikeout where the batter reached first base. 3-2 after 2, Gloucester County.
And we're back here for the top of the 3rd inning. GCC's just taken the lead from Mercer 3-2 as we go to the top of the 3rd. And Kevin Kosick back up at the top of the order for Mercer. He walked and scored his first time up.
Again, here we go, Lefties Brigade.
That's a great pitch, catches the outside corner for strike 1.
And that's interesting because the last few batters, Vetrano started with a fastball. Let's see what happens.
And I think that's what he's trying to do now that it's Kosick's second time up. He's trying to give him a different look.
Well, Gloucester County is very fortunate. They have an outstanding pitching coach in Josh Swartz, who pitched high school at Gateway and at Rowan, broke an NCAA record for, I believe, 36 consecutive victories.
Swartz was a heck of a pitcher in high school and a heck of a pitcher in college, and as you say, they're very lucky to have him on this staff.
Very, very smart pitcher, knew exactly how to place the ball and get that 3rd strike when you didn't expect it.
1-2 pitch, fastball outside off the catcher's glove, 2-2. And Swartz was drafted after Rowan.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Yep, spent some time in the minors.
Said they made him a middle relief guy.
And swings and misses, ball gets away from Best. He steps to the outside, and they call him safe at first. Rodriguez's foot barely came down on the bag after Kosick got to first base.
So that's the unique situation. We have a strikeout and an error on the catcher. So that'll be error number 1 for the Roadrunners today, and a base runner that shouldn't be there.
And, you know, the Roadrunners able to take advantage of that in the bottom of the second. We'll see if Mercer can do the same thing here in the third. And the DH, Anthony Verderes, back up. He singled his first time up, scored.
Showed bunt that time to see where Mercer wants to play a little small ball here.
And that would be an interesting strategy here, down a run against a team with the offensive firepower of GCC. And the throw over to first base. He gets back easily.
Frank, as all left-handers seem to do. Excellent move. And it's always borderline as to whether it's a balk.
Well, and that, yeah, that'll be the interesting thing to watch here, is see what his best move to first is and see if he can catch that runner napping.
Yeah, if our viewers get a chance when they get to see him pitch, watch the positioning of his right leg. The right leg is a very unique situation.
And a little looper to shortstop, off the shortstop's glove. The runner had gone halfway and beats the throw to second. That'll be interesting. How do we score that one?
I think that's got to be an E6, Scott.
Yeah.
So now you're sitting in a situation where there could be 2 outs in the inning. Instead, you have no outs and runners on first and second.
And that looked like a catch he should have made. I mean, it looked like it was right in the pocket of his glove and then just popped out, didn't close it quickly enough. And now that puts 2 on for the catcher, Russ Stupinski, who grounded out to short his first time up, but did move the runners along because he also had first and second his last time up. And he squares around a bunt. Vetrano looks the runner back to second.
You know, we've always wondered about the psyche of a pitcher, because he realizes he should have 2 outs, just working out on this batter of mentally how you put yourself back into the game and eliminate those errors.
And he squares and then pulls the bat back, a little chopper to first base. And he throws to the second baseman covering to get the runner. No, wait, both runners are on second base.
We got a triple play. We have a triple play.
No, I believe the one runner is on. Dixon comes out to find out what the heck is going on.
I can't see how it can't be a triple play.
Now, they were saying that the runner that came back to second base was safe at second, but now the umpires are going to confer and figure out what happened.
We know we had an out at first because we had a throw from first to second to get the first out. Then we had the runner, it looks like, tagged out coming to second. Then all of a sudden the runner on second tried to break towards third. So in my mind, it's got to be a triple play.
Definitely the runner was tagged out coming back to second base, and the question is, they originally called the runner at second base safe.
Right, that could be the only change.
The question is whether he's going to be out on the play as well.
And the difference of the umpires, it happened so fast.
That was a crazy play. I'm not sure why the runner came back to second. I think he must have thought that it was a pop-up.
Well, it looks like they're going to rule it as a double play, and one of the runners is going to be able to stay back on second base. And it appears it's going to be the leadoff hitter is going to be saying that the tag was missed going into second. When the guy on second jumped and tried to run to third, he would have been out anyway from passing the runner.
Yep. So Verderes is called out on the play.
Well, I'll tell you.
And you know, after giving up 2 base runners that shouldn't have been on base, to get a play like that, to end up with 2 outs and a runner on second is huge.
And I was hoping for all our fans we got to see a triple play.
Now the cleanup hitter, James Lauer, up. He struck out his first time up against Vetrano. And he comes up in a much different situation than he expected. First pitch swinging, pops it up behind second base. Second baseman's out to make the play, and he makes the catch to end the inning. That's a huge escape for the Roadrunners there.
What an eventful inning. 2 errors, no runs, no hits, 1 left, 3-2 Roadrunners.
And I tell you what, I mean, how big a boost do you think this is going to be for them coming back to bat after an inning like that?
I would think it has to be. We'll be back.
And I guess the amazing thing is that, you know, one play, you know, the 1-2 plays got them into a jam, and then a play even more crazy than the first two plays.
As a matter
all
of
but
fact,
got them out of it.
If we look at the umpires are still conversing about that play, because that's not something you can draw up on any test.
No. I'm not exactly sure how I can write that down in my book to make it make any sense at all.
I think I could put down, I know the first out was 3-4.
Yeah, I got that one. So I'm going to call that 3-4-6.
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
Yeah, the umpires are still talking this over, and I think they're realizing, well, it doesn't matter now. The last out came, no harm was done. Off we go to the next inning.
I mean, and I think 2 outs is the least that could have come out of that, and I definitely think they couldn't have made a mistake calling 2 outs there, because they tagged one of the runners after he came off of second base when the other runner was already on second. So he was obviously out, and they obviously got the out at first base. So.
And 2 things happened so fast. You never expected the runner from third that was on second to come back.
Right, exactly. So here we go to the bottom of the third. GCC getting out of that jam in the top of the inning. And J.J. Williams back up at the plate. He was at the plate when Tanner was caught stealing to end the last inning. And he takes a strike.
And he was a huge player in that thing, because he tagged everybody.
Yeah. And that's strike 2. I believe the umpire was out on that play as well.
Absolutely.
So Williams finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Here comes the pitch. Just a little bit low, 1-2.
And a good piece of discipline right there by JJ, because in my day I would have been struck out on that pitch.
Oh, and a little check swing, bouncer to short. Easy hop, just beats it. The throw just beats him to first base, and that's 1 away.
And again, for the viewers watching at home, great piece by JJ. Even though 99 times out of 100 he was going to be out, he hustled all the way down and made that into a very close play.
Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't believe it was as close as it was.
Especially on a ground ball to second base.
And now Lexi's going to be looking to make up for his last at bat when he popped up to the catcher right behind home plate with 2 on and nobody out. Takes the first pitch low. Again, took something off that pitch. Cologne was out in front, and it evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, Lexi needs to show a little more discipline right here and stay back on that ball.
With nobody on base, he can't hit anything more than a solo home run. So
yeah, that's exactly right.
Doesn't matter how hard he swings, it's only going to count 1. And here comes the 2-1 pitch. They're setting up outside. It's a little too far outside, and that's 3-1, and this is exactly what Cologne wants to see. It was 3-1 last time, though, when he got just under it.
I think he's going to see a pitch outside.
Wow. And it catches the corner. 3-2. Looked like it was the same spot as the last pitch, but...
That's why I never wanted to be an umpire.
And it's hard to umpire from where we're at. And takes the ball low and inside, ball 4. Cologne takes a 1-out walk.
Number 37 on the year. Now, we're not talking about home runs. We're talking about walks.
That's just an amazing number. And it sets things up for Jim Best, who hit a sac fly his first time up. Drove in the first run.
And Jim's Shawnee High School performer, started his collegiate career at Hofstra University.
Well, the Roadrunners are definitely lucky to have him here. Take strike 1. Hofstra, not a bad school.
No, Division I.
Now, Cologne does have 9 steals. It'll be interesting to see with Best at the plate with the middle of the order up, whether he tries to take off and get in scoring position.
And might be the right time to do it. Except the catcher throws very well.
Yeah. Oh, just got around in front of that one, yanked it foul down the first base line.
Now, Scott, 2 of the Roadrunners' starting players not playing today. First baseman Dave Prager pulled a muscle yesterday in a game against Monroe, and I think you know something about him.
Yeah, a little bit. He was the 2008 Gloucester County Science Player of the Year from Deptford High School.
Dave went down to Pfeiffer College down in North Carolina. Back here, we're certainly glad to have him. Mark Malik, also not playing, an all-region performer out of Wildwood Catholic.
And, oh, what the heck was that? A throw down to second. Is he going to get back to first in time? Yes, he does. That was a strange kind of play. Took off, got to about halfway, skidded to a stop. The throw 1 hop to the shortstop, and because it was so slow, it gave Cologne time to get back.
We're seeing it all
first.
today. I mean, everything's strange. That looked like one of those old delayed steals.
I'm waiting for the dog to run out on the field. Best pops that one foul. Is it going to stay in play? Nope, just in front of the bleachers over there down the third
We
base
definitely
line.
have told the security officers that they're not allowed to have tasers here because we don't want to be on ESPN or Good Morning America.
And then the day after that last night, another person runs out on the field.
Amazing.
Only in Philadelphia. And another 1-2 pitch to Best. Cologne takes off a liner right to the second baseman, and they're calling it out in the air, and Cologne will be doubled off first. Bad luck for GCC and Best there, and that'll end the inning.
So no runs, no hits, and no errors, even though there was a walk thrown in. Still 3-2. We'll head to inning number 4.
And we're back here for the top of the 4th inning, and a new pitcher on the mound for GCC as they lead 3-2. Rob Swift comes in after Vetrano's 3 innings of work, and he'll face Matt Hill to lead off the inning.
Matt's a Washington Township product. Missed a year due to injury. Back here, fastball now reaches about 92 miles an hour, so you're going to see some speed now.
And Hill, luckily for the Roadrunners, has nobody on base to lead off this inning. Ooh, swings through that one. You're right, he is throwing some heat.
Only time that Rob can ever get into trouble is if he keeps the ball up. When he gets the ball down, he is extremely tough. He's going to be a starting pitcher in Game 3 of the Region Tournament.
Hill calls time briefly, gets something out of his eye, steps back into the box. And here's Swift's 1-1 pitch. Just inside, 2-1. And you can see he's already worked him outside, middle of the plate, high up, and then on the inside, he's moving it around well. Grounder back to second base. Easy play, throw to first in time, and that's 1 away.
Most of the time when they get to pitchers at this level, they have to have a mastery of at least 3 pitches, whether it be a 2-seam, 4-seam fastball, whether it be a cutter, whether it be a curve. Swift has actually been experimenting with a knuckleball.
I hope I get to see that before the day is done.
Throw a 92-mile-an-hour fastball back with a 53-mile-an-hour knuckleball.
And now up left fielder Luis Alvarez. He swings through the first pitch, 0-1. And it reminds me of Eri Yoshida, that Japanese female who signed a contract. And she's going to be playing pro ball out in Chico, California.
And that will be very interesting to see how that plays out.
Her main and just about only pitch is the knuckleball. And takes a strike. 1-2. And her knuckleball is about a 50-mile-an-hour knuckleball.
There you go. There's no way you can prepare for that.
And she got to meet her idol, Tim Wakefield, during spring training. So.
Swift was saying that when he throws the knuckleball, he has no idea where it's going to go. No idea.
Well, that's kind of like Nuke LaLoosh and Bull Durham, who didn't know where any of his pitches were going to go. And that curveball stays low, and it's full count, 3-2. But you don't hear a lot of people saying that Tim Wakefield is their idol.
Isn't that true? That is right.
And she actually learned how to throw the pitch just by watching him on TV. She never actually had any formal training until she came to the U.S. And ball 4 low, and Alvarez takes a 1-out walk. Had him ahead 1-2 and let him off the hook.
Yeah, that's always a cause of concern. And walks are always not a good thing because they always come back to haunt you. But especially when you're 1-2 on the batter, you might throw that waste pitch. You might even throw 2, but you want that last pitch to be a strike.
And Leone led off the second inning with a double his last time up. So we know Leone has extra base power, so any runners on are a threat to score.
And he hit a curveball, so we'll see how they start him off.
Fastball right down the middle, strike 1. And that'll be the interesting thing, too, because as you said, Swift likes to keep the ball low in the zone, and Leone obviously doesn't mind the low pitch. So
yeah.
See if he can go down and get one. And the runner goes, pitch high, throw down to second, a great throw. And he's tagged out. What a great throw by Best.
Again, best ranks right up there in Gloucester County College with the best catchers they've had. Not only does he hit the ball, great defensive player, reacted quick to the steal, and gunned that runner out. That wasn't even close.
No, that was an amazing throw. Because the runner got a great jump. And now it's a 1-1 pitch to Leone, just outside, 2-1.
I guess the three best things for a pitcher are a caught stealing, a double play, and a strikeout.
And he swings through that one and makes it a 2-2 count. And Swift is a strikeout pitcher, 58 strikeouts and 50 2/3 innings coming in.
And another very, very good competitor had one of his best games pitching against Brookdale, who's a great team, and he just asked for the ball and wanted to stay in.
I believe they're a top 10 team in the nation, if I'm not
Yeah, it's kind of
mistaken.
interesting. In this region, the top 10, 3 of the teams are in the top 8. Gloucester number 1, Brookdale's number 4, and I think Camden's number 8.
Amazing. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. High ball 4, and he walks another one.
And I think you can see what can give Rob the problem. The ball's releasing up and going high, and he's been scouted enough by enough people that they're going to wait him out.
And some strikeout pitchers have that trouble of getting deep into counts and throwing so many pitches that they end up with a fair number of walks as well. So Matt crank up with a runner on first and 2 away. Strike on the inside corner. He struck out his first time up.
And in this ball, you might say, boy, he can throw the ball right down the middle of the plate. Why doesn't he do that on every pitch? But if you throw the ball down the plate on every pitch, some of them are going to leave the ballpark.
Yeah. He fouls off that outside fastball down in the count, 0-2. And
Hey, I'm really proud of you. That ball came right to the screen. You didn't even duck.
well, it was a little high. You
Okay.
know, I'm relatively short, so. But as they say, almost any hitter can hit a fastball at this
Yeah.
level. So, see what he does here on the 0-2 pitch. Low, nice catch by Best. 1-2. And I think they'd like to get out of the inning right here and have the 9-hole hitter leading off instead of the top of the order of next inning. So.
Yeah, I think he's going to go right after him.
It looks like he's going to go for the outside corner. Comes in high, 2-2. It's always interesting to watch the catchers, I think, set up once the pitch is called, where they're setting up, and then...
And we're getting a great view if we look on the camera in here. You can see Best, he's getting ready to set. He's got the signal.
He's
going
setting up inside. High fastball, strike 3, swung through it to end the inning.
So Mercer gets no runs. There were no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We're heading to the bottom of inning number 4, 3-2, Gloucester County.
And we're back for the bottom of the 4th. Francisco Rodriguez leading it off here for the Roadrunners as they lead 3-2. He swung through that first pitch, 0-1.
Ryan Sigel going into inning number 4 for the Vikings.
And that pitch outside, 1-1. Siegel had thrown 55 pitches through 3 innings. Fairly high number.
Yeah, I would say they'll probably look at 100 pitches for him. Though I did a game earlier this year where Corey Downham of Rutgers Camden threw 165 pitches.
Wow, the Pittman product going deep into that game.
And he won.
Rodriguez was way out in front of that curveball. We'll see what they throw him here. Oh, and he check swings the fastball toward the Mercer dugout. Stays alive, 1-2. See if they try and fool him with another off-speed pitch here. In the dirt, 2-2.
Pretty good pitch there because the book on Francisco a little bit is he likes to drive the ball and he likes those balls down out his knees, so throw it at his ankles and see if he can fish.
Well, he did strike out his first time up, and he does have as many strikeouts as walks, which is kind of surprising for a 400 hitter.
Right. Likes to drive the ball, can really drive the ball, but he can also swing hard too much.
And
there
strike 3 gets away from the catcher. They throw outside and get Rodriguez at first for out number 1. Catcher's having a little trouble holding on to some of those third strikes.
Well, it's interesting, and it seems like for both teams.
Yeah.
And that could probably be because they're throwing a lot of curves. They're going to throw a lot of balls low. That's tough. I'll tell you what. Wouldn't ever volunteer to be a catcher.
No. The tools of ignorance. And here's Logan Morello up. Takes the pitch low. He struck out on his first at bat there leading off the second inning, but reached on the drop third strike as we were just talking about. So, and came around to score that inning.
And that curveball's hitting just about 58 feet. Not a bad pitch, but boy, it makes the catcher's day a hard day.
And we saw that high chopper that J.J. Williams hit in the first, so we know that that's a hard packed dirt there in front of home plate. And another pitch in the dirt, 3-0. Schatzman on deck, waiting to hit. See if he has the green light here. Ball 4. We'll never know. 1-out walk on 4 pitches.
Well, we'll see what Mike does. Mike's a very aggressive hitter. And again, like you said before, he can fool you with his size because he can drill the ball. But he's a consummate team player. I wouldn't be shocked to see him lay one down right here.
Well, and if they're holding the runner on first, he's got the bat control to be able to hit it to the right side. So takes it on the inside corner, strike 1. And taking that inside strike like that almost makes me think that maybe he's looking for something outside that he can hit the other way.
Sure makes sense.
But I remember watching him in high school when Township made that storm through the playoffs to win the state championship, and you saw so many teams just make the mistake of playing him too shallow in the outfield, and he just drove it over their head time and again.
Speaking of that, Scott, Billy Rice, who played here last year, was so instrumental in that drive. Phenomenal year at the University of South Carolina, Aiken.
I was just looking at his numbers, and they're just unreal.
Yeah, he was
16 home runs.
Yes. About 380 batting average. Phenomenal player.
Schatzman ducks out of the way of that pitch, 2-1.
And in last year's team, we also had Nate Young, who was a top pitcher for Washington Township.
Yep.
So we had Young and Billy Rice, who were the main men in that drive to win the state championship.
And, you know, if you may remember, Billy Rice was a huge pitcher for them in the playoffs that year. Schatzman looked like he attempted to bunt there. Looks like they said that he pulled it back, so it's going to be a ball. And Morello steals second.
And that was interesting to see again because the throw was there in front of before Morello. So either a great head first slide by Morello to avoid the tag or a missed tag.
Right, and because the umpire actually started to call the out and then stopped and switched to safe. So he saw something there that Morello got into the bag. So here's the pitch to Schatzman, ball 4, and Schatzman walks. So the steal turned out not even to be necessary because Schatzman takes first.
And now that's a very interesting because you have a very good hitter, John Garazzo, who could drive the ball to the right side.
He saw that first pitch fastballs last time up, drilled it right back up the middle. I'm sure Siegel remembers that. He's got meeting out at the mound with his catcher.
And again, when we get a chance to see, great situation to hear done by the catcher. 2 walks in a row, catcher goes out, calms him down, gets him back to his mechanics. Here's Garazzo.
And they look the runner back to second base. And Garazzo being a lefty, I think, you know, this is a key at bat for them.
And I think they're going to make him, we'll see if they make him take a strike because there's been quite a few balls now thrown by Siegel.
The first pitch in the dirt, ball 1. And you may see him take until he sees a strike before
you know who does that
swings.
all the time, and it's great strategy, is Dennis Barth up at Gloucester Catholic.
Yep.
They play an awful lot of times where you can't swing the bat until a strike comes through.
And if you see somebody swing before they have a strike, they'll hear about it.
Absolutely.
And not just from Dennis, probably from Bob as well. So.
Yeah. What a program.
So Garazzo's seen his strike now. It's a 1-1 count. Here's the next pitch. Grounds it down the first baseline, just foul. So there you go. He sees a strike, then he sees another one, and he swings.
And now what we'll probably see, it's interesting because he has to defend himself on the plate, but I bet Siegel starts fishing on this one because now he's ahead of the count.
I would expect to see something off speed here. and quite possibly in the dirt. So
and then he'll get away from the catcher, and everybody will advance.
Stepinski better be ready. I mean, he's had to face a lot of them already, and it was the off speed, but it was high and away. Evens the count 2-2. And the pitch selection here is going to be really interesting to see.
I think
whether they want to throw it in the dirt. I mean,
I think he's going to throw fastball right here.
And he does, but it's high and away, and it's full count, 3-2. Now what do you throw?
It better be a strike.
But does he want to go with a fastball again, or does he feel comfortable trying to throw an off-speed pitch for a strike here? That's the question.
If you're confident, you throw that curve.
Yep. And he calls time. And I think that's a great move there. 3-2. The pitcher's struggling to throw strikes. You take him out of his rhythm there. And shortstop comes in behind second base. Runner back to the bag. So we'll set up and do it all over again. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Reaches for it, pops it into short left behind second base.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, and he drops it. And they're going to get a force out at second base as Schatzman was waiting by the first base.
Well, got to see what the interesting thing. Did he call an infield fly?
Yeah, it looks like that's the question. Schatzman's still headed to the dugout.
Yeah, now the rule on the infield fly is has to be easily caught by the infielder.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily matter that it got outside the infield dirt and got to the outfield grass.
So let's see what's happening.
Now what's this call? Did they call the infield fly then?
Well, if they called the infield fly, the batter is out.
Yeah, that's why the runner's out.
And then Schatzman was allowed to take off, and if he was tagged out or forced at second, then that becomes out number 3.
But it wouldn't be a force play then if the runner's automatically out, and they
that
never
is correct.
And they never.
And I think that's
Schatzman.
what Dixon's saying right now.
And Dixon's definitely going to want to find out this. We'll go to a break though in the meantime and wait to see what happens here. 2 walks, 1 left on, and at the end of 4, it's still 3-2 Gloucester County College. And we're back here at a very confused Gloucester County College after the end of the 4th inning, and we're still not sure exactly how it ended, but I believe you just talked to Mike Dixon and have at least what the umpires told him as to why the inning's over.
All right, the final decision was that the umpire called an infield fly, which would called Garrazzo out on a put out to the shortstop. The runner on second maneuvered to third, that's okay. But they said when Schatzman ran to second, there was not a force. But after he touched the base, he left the playing field, and they declared him out for leaving the playing field.
But wasn't it the umpire calling him out by force at second base that caused him to leave the playing field?
And I would 100% agree with you. That's the final decision.
All righty then. Well,
I'm not arguing.
I wouldn't want to have to be there to make that decision, but
I think it would have been a little bit more exciting if it had been a region game. I don't think it would have ended that quickly.
But nonetheless, just when you thought it couldn't get any stranger.
We've had bizarre plays. Should have been triple plays, infield flies, everything.
And now on the mound for GCC is their 3rd pitcher of the day, Osiris Garcia. First pitch strike.
Osiris is from West New York, New Jersey. And very good setup guy, very good even closer, can throw the ball hard.
And he gets an easy grounder to second out of Ryan Brzezinski, the 9-hole hitter. The throw to first, and that's 1 away here.
And now we're going back up to the top of the lineup, which has done the damage today for Mercer.
And as I said last inning, I mean, they really wanted to have the 9-hole hitter leading off there to get that first out before the top of the order came up, because as you said, the top of the order is what's been causing the problems.
Well, I'll tell you what, all our viewers should stay for the remaining 5 innings of this game, because it's been as bizarre as you can imagine.
There may be aliens landing on this field before the game's over. First pitch swinging, grounder to shortstop. Oh, and he boots it, and the throw's going to be well late. And Kevin Kozak makes first base on the error at shortstop. It's a tough play when you're moving from right to left like that on a little squibbing grounder that's not very far off the ground.
and very tough when Kozak runs very, very well, but it's a play you have to make.
Absolutely, I'm sure he'd say the same thing. So with one out, Anthony Verderes, the DH, is up. He singled his first time up and reached on an error his last time up on that little pop up to short.
As I say, stay tuned because anything can happen and probably will.
And, you know, I think it's interesting. Osiris has not pitched a lot this season. 9 2/3 innings coming in, but 15 strikeouts. So he can definitely get the strikeout when he needs it.
Yeah, he's got a great fastball that's got pop to it. What basically he's been used as a guy to get you out of a late rally or come in and be your closer at times.
Mm-hmm. And that first pitch was high, and we'll have to again see if Kozak is going to go for second. And a ground ball right through the side. Kozak running on the pitch. He'll make third easily. The throw comes in, overthrows second base, throws late to third, but the runner stays at first. Now we have runners at the corners and one away.
Great piece of running, great piece of hitting by Mercer on both of those.
And Kozak was running on the play. The first baseman really didn't get that far off the bag after he took off, and the ball went right through the hole there on the right side of the infield.
Yeah, especially it's very, very interesting with a left-handed hitter. Pretty much that's what you have to do at first base, even if your name is Ryan Howard.
So now another lefty, the third straight at the top of the order, catcher Russ Topinski, who's grounded out to short and grounded out second to first.
Infield back at double play depth.
And first pitch strike on an off-speed pitch there. And again, it's still early enough, as you say, they're playing at double play depth, but I think they will be willing, you know, the corners are in, but I think they're willing to concede the run for the out because they feel like they can put more runs up.
Right. Best situation here for Sirius is just to get outs. The double play would make him very happy. Strikeout would be even better.
And he comes set, the 0-1 pitch, lined foul down the first base line. And suddenly it's a 1-2 count on Stupinski. And I tell you what, as much of damage as the top of the order's done, either by error or by reaching base on a hit, the 3-4 hitters have yet to get a hit in the lineup. So
there goes the kiss of death.
But I think it's interesting. If Matt Hill is the leading hitter, the leading RBI guy, to hit fifth in the lineup, usually you see those guys hit third so they can try and get an extra bat during a game.
And you know what also
get to bat in the first inning.
Yeah, and some teams are taking a very good hitter and batting them to 9. So it's very unique of how it changed.
And that pitch is high, 2-2.
Osiris just isn't finishing, and that's why that ball's staying up high. And if he stays up high, it's going to be a long inning for Gloucester County.
And we've seen that a lot on the left-handed hitters, pitches high and away to the right-handed batter's box. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. Reaches out, punches it to third. They throw home, and they get the tag. They call him out. What a great throw and a great play by at the plate to get that out. That was unbelievable.
I guess we've got to teach Jimmy best, because did you notice after he went, the kid slid by, he went after him?
Yeah. Well, I think he thought he missed him, but I think the umpire saw that he got him on the sleeve and called him out on that play. That was
an interesting play, because a lot of third basemen will make that play for the double play, and it certainly worked out well for Gloucester County.
I think the main reason why he was able to make that play is it was right in front of him. He was able to see that he had the time to get the throw to the plate.
And kind of interesting that why that runner at third would be breaking in that situation. So it's been that kind of day.
Yeah, it has. James Lauer, the cleanup hitter, up. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Fouls it back.
Here it is right now. Look at this.
Here comes the play. And again, throw a little bit low, but he gets it up and tags him right on the back as he's coming home.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, he didn't think he got him. He actually got him twice at that time, but very interesting.
I think he wanted to make sure the umpire saw it, and he never touched home plate, so he still had a chance to tag him out in case he did miss him. And there's a fly out to center field. Cologne makes the catch, and that'll retire the side.
So once again, no runs. There was a hit and an error, and this bizarre game continues at 3-2.
And, it'll be interesting to see here, now that, they've escaped a couple of jams here with Mercer having a chance to tie the game up. The offense has kind of stagnated a little bit after those first couple of innings. I think they really want to get some extra runs on the board here and try and get some distance between them and Mercer.
There's been a chink in Gloucester's armor right now. They've been a very, very good starting team, and then it's kind of like they relax for a few innings, and then all of a sudden then they come back on and hit again. And that's basically followed what we've seen today. We have a pitching change, it appears.
That'll be number 18, Sean Rendell.
He pitched in game number 2 against Gloucester County College.
Another right-hander waiting for his catcher to come back so he can warm up.
And we look at him. Sean is 5-1 on the season, ERA of 4.99, pitched in 39 innings so far this year. So he's been around on a lot of winning efforts for Mercer.
And I guess the nice thing, and that was interesting, his first pitch was from behind the mound, warming up.
You know, it's funny because Jeff White, who pitched last year here for Gloucester County College, he's now pitching down at Rowan. That's what he used to do. Go back behind the mound and throw one at about 75 feet, and then step up to the mound and throw his 60-foot, 6-inch pitches. So I don't know whether it's an advantage. I mean, look how when we do infield workouts now, the second baseman always stands behind the bag or on the shortstop side to make the throw. So it's very, very interesting.
Yeah. And with 9-1-2 due up, I mean, it'll be interesting to see, whether GCC, again, can put some extra runs on the board and put a little distance, take advantage of the new pitcher here. We'll see if he can throw strikes because
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting because the last pitcher had a difficult time keeping the ball in the strike zone, but it also kept the Roadrunners off balance.
Yeah,
and they really couldn't make contact.
Right, and that was what we talked about, is that when the pitches are that far out of the zone, when they are in the zone, sometimes you're not quite ready for them.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So Edwin Frias here leading off. He had a sacrifice bunt in the second inning in his first time up. He takes the pitch low. And then we'll be back up the top of the order with Ronnie Tanner and J.J. Williams. 1-0 pitch, grounded to third. Nice play by the third baseman, and he's got the gun to get Frias out at first. Nice play.
Yeah, outstanding play. High hop, timed his jump perfectly, and had that gun to throw it over to first place. Nice play.
Matt Hill over there third, making another key play for the Mercer County Community College.
And was that out number 1 of inning number 5, or was that out number 3 for inning number 4?
I think the umpires would say it was out number 4. So. But now we're back up to the top of the order. Ronnie Tanner, he's walked and singled, has 2 RBIs on the day. Pitched low and on the inside corner for strike 1. That one's in the dirt, evens the count 1-1, and I will say one thing is that Rendell is throwing a little bit more quickly than Siegel did.
Yes, this game will pick up in its speed right now.
And the 1-1 pitch, line back up the middle, base hit. Another one right back up the box. Nice piece of hitting by Tanner, and he's 2 for 2.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that's things he's done all year. When he's hot, there's no better hitter on Gloucester County's lineup.
And again, he leads the team with 14 steals coming in. So, and he's already outwon this game for number 15. He was caught stealing in the second, so we'll see whether they have him running here.
And I think they'll take a look to see what his move is, Rendell's move is, because the catcher definitely can throw the baseball.
Right, but I would expect to see JJ take a couple of pitches here. Strike 1, same spot as the strike 1 to Tanner. He's got that inside corner. Williams 1 for 2, that high arcing bouncer infield single, the chopper off the Baltimore chop off of home plate, and then he grounded out in the third.
Here we call it a tenured road chop.
The Sewell chop?
Sewell chop, that's even better, except it's Deptford Township.
Oh, it's done, well. 1-1 throw over to first. That's a pretty good move for a right-hander. Oh, and the throw gets away.
Yeah, I was impressed. He had a nice little quick move.
And again, Hill making a heads-up play, backing up the throw back from first baseman. Throws home, strike. 1-2 to Williams. But I think Tanner's already seen the best move that Rendell has. So.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. I think now what he has to see is how far he can get off.
Yeah, now he's going to test the limits and see just what he can get away with. Throw over. Just got back in. I think he found just about his limit.
I would not expect to see him running right now.
No, I mean, the one thing is that on a 1-2 pitch, you don't necessarily expect to see a strike. So if he thinks that there could be one in the dirt, and check swing, hits the first baseline and bounces foul.
Now, they were asking earlier before if you notice the baselines here at Gloucester County College to first and to third are grass. All started when Barry Davis was here. Barry came up from Virginia. And in the South, that's what you'll find. It's easier to maintain the grass than it is to maintain the dirt. Barry brought it with him. A lot more balls go foul, though.
I was going to say, I mean, you don't see that a lot. And with those dirt base paths along first and third, you'll see balls that hit in the dirt will stay in that grass baseline because the grass will keep them in the dirt base path. So
when I was at Audubon, we used to go down and play at the Hawaiian Tropic tournament down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Every field was exactly the same way as Gloucester's.
Huh. Well, we'll see what happens here on the 2-2 pitch. No, not running, and he lines it into center field for a base hit. And that'll move Tanner to second. First and second, one out. And a great piece of hitting by JJ there. Waited for a pitch up in the zone that he could hit, and he drilled it.
And that's what the top of the lineup for Gloucester County's been able to do all year. Patient hitting to the right spot, and good running, and now it sets the table for Lexi Cologne.
And so far, 4 for 5 today. So can't ask for a lot more.
That's not hard to take.
And Cologne's due here. He popped out in the first, and he walked in the third inning. Outside, and they're both running, and the throw to third is in time, and they get Tanner. That's an interesting play there with Cologne at the plate.
Yeah, very interesting. I guess the attempt to catch him sleeping and to get two runners in scoring position, but it didn't work out that way. Great throw by Stupinski.
Stupinski's really shown a nice arm so far today. But they do have Williams still in scoring position, but now with 2 out. And there's a strike. And, you know, if Cologne does get a hold of one here, I mean, obviously they'll regret that play, but.
Sure, it's an extra run.
That one's outside.
Looks like he's getting a lot of off speed today, too, Scott.
Well, I mean, you figure a home run hitter is generally going to be a fastball hitter, so I'm sure they know how many home runs he's hit this season and are trying to stay away from as much as possible. And I like that. The pitcher was taking a little long, and again, Cologne steps out of the box, forces him to start over again.
The only tough thing on that one is when you go time, you hope the umpire gives it to you, because if he doesn't.
Well, that's the key thing is you call time before the pitcher starts moving, because if he starts moving, you better stay in that box and be ready to hit. He's taking a long look at second base. Now he comes home, pitch in the dirt. That was about a 55-footer there.
And again, great discipline by Cologne of a person that wants to drive the ball all the time. He knows what's a strike and what's a ball.
Absolutely, and especially with the day that he's had so far. I mean, just missing that pitch in the first inning and then having to take the walk in the third. You know he's itching to get a hit here. And he swings at that one, pops it up toward third base, and he makes the catch. Hill does to end the inning.
So Gloucester County, once again, no runs. How about this? 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We're still 3-2 after 5. That kind of day.
And we're back here for the top of the 6th inning. Gloucester still clinging to a 3-2 lead over Mercer. The dangerous Matt Hill at the plate. He already has a 2-run single for both Mercer runs in the first inning.
And I guess if you're Gloucester, the right spot that you want Matt leading off.
And he's led off both times since his first at bat, so it's exactly where you want him. 1-0 pitch low, 2-0, and that that's what we talked about last inning with the fact that the 3 and 4 hitters have yet to get a hit for them, and that helps them get out of the inning at that point in the lineup to keep Hill from coming up with runners on base.
Boy, and you couldn't said it any better. 0 for 6 they are today.
2-0 pitch on his fist. The first baseman dives. First baseman dove and stopped it.
And that'll go into the dugout, a dead ball area. So it will go to advance to second. That brings Mike Dixon out.
And I tell you what, I'm not, it looked like he was going to be safe no matter what. I'm not sure why he didn't just eat that ball at first base.
Right.
But once he threw it, it hit off that slanted portion of the fence that slants toward the dugout. And Best was over there to try and cut it off, but they're saying that he didn't cut it off before he got in the dugout.
Apparently that's the answer. The other thing that was interesting is Garcia was very late getting off the mound. And it's his job to cover first. When the first baseman went out that far, I think that also did not make Coach Dixon happy.
Yep. So I think we go with that as an infield single and then an error, allowing the runner to go to second base.
Sounds good to me.
And that'll put another runner in scoring position with nobody out, and that'll be left fielder Luis Alvarez up. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And he's squaring, and he bunts it out in front of the mound. Garcia makes the play, and he looks at third for some reason, then overthrows first base long after the runner had reached it, and that'll let Hill score from third. John Garozzo coming all the way in past the tarp to come get that ball.
And I think what you have to look at, that was poor fundamental baseball. At that particular situation, you're not going to get the runner at third. Somebody, the catcher or an infielder's got to yell out that you throw the ball immediately to first. He waited so long, by the time the play came up to first base, he really had to gun it, and it sailed on him, and we're tied.
And I will say that is one thing that I did not hear. I did not hear anybody utter a word as soon as that ball was off the bat. The catcher, one of the infielders, somebody should have been yelling first, first, first. And nobody told him anything. He looked to third. And by the time he turned around, the batter Alvarez was already almost at first base, and he still threw it.
Right.
So, more strangeness.
More strangeness. And I guess if you're Coach Dixon, if it's going to be this kind of game, it's better that it come. Now that's interesting. I guess he stepped off the rubber, because you cannot fake a throw to first base unless you step off the mound.
Yeah, it did look like he took the step off first. And Dixon's coming out. I think he sees something that he doesn't like out of Garcia, and he's coming to get him right now. Yep, he didn't like that at all. And Garcia flips the ball to Dixon, and Dixon tells him to come back out here and to wait. I think he has something to tell him before he leaves the game.
Well, if we follow the whole sequence of the whole situation, we had to play at first base, that Garcia was late getting to the bag, and the ball was thrown away. And then we had the bunt situation that was thrown away, and then the kind of bizarre move that came to first base. Well, sometimes those things happen.
Yep. And especially, I guess, after 2 straight plays where the pitcher makes a mistake, that's when you got to go get him. So Matt Smith will be coming in to warm up, and we'll take a quick break here at Gloucester County College as he warms up, with Mercer County tied it up here in the inning 3-3. And here we are. The first pitch to Joe Leone is in the dirt. 1-0, and again, as we said, going to break, Matt Smith, the Williamstown High School graduate, 3-year starter for the Braves, on the mound here in relief for the Roadrunners in a bit of a jam.
Matt will also be a starter in the Region Championship Series coming up this weekend. 7-0 on the season. How about this, Scott? 1.01 ERA.
And I saw on the NJCAA website he's one of the leaders in the nation in ERA. That one's just a little bit low, 2-1. And again, Mercer's already tied this game on a pair of errors and an infield hit. And they have the go-ahead run at first with nobody out. And that pitch must have been just a little bit low as well. 3-1 on Leone.
Last thing Matt wants to do right here is put another base runner to scoring position.
Yep, and Leone's already walked once and doubled back in the second. And there's a strike on the inside corner. Full count, 3-2. And Matt Smith, I think, is used to situations like this. Williamstown used him time and time again in big games. He's starting his sophomore year, so he's not a stranger to big-time situations. And there's a little blooper into short right center, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. A great bait by Cologne, and he nearly gets the runner coming from first. He nearly gets the force play at second, but that bloop single will put runners at first and second with nobody out.
And the bizarreness continues because it looked like one of 3 players could make that catch, and nobody did. And the danger continues for Gloucester County College.
And again, you see that wind blowing straight across from left to right field with the flag, and it's blowing hard too. And you figure maybe the wind kept it up and just kept it away from every fielder that was going after it. And Matt Crank, the 8-hole hitter, who's already struck out twice, and strangely enough, after 2 strikeouts, they have him bunting with 2 men on.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good move right here, especially with nobody out. Put 2 people on the scoring position and
put the
see
lead
what
runners
happens.
Put the lead runners both a single away from home plate. And they're paying a lot of attention to that runner at second base. Luis Alvarez trying to keep him from getting too big a lead to maybe give them a shot at the force and third. Matt Smith winds and fires. Must have been either low or outside, I'm not sure which, but that'll be ball 1 to Crank.
But a pretty good pitch, pretty darn good pitch, and that's exactly, if he keeps it there all day, he's going to be fine.
1-0 pitch, a little bit higher, bunts it to the first baseman, and Crank will back up toward home and get tagged just outside the batter's box. Nice sacrifice there, and that does exactly what they wanted it to do. Puts the runners on second and third with 1 away.
Now sets an interesting situation up for Coach Dixon to see whether he'll bring the infield up with a 3-3 score.
Because we're in the 6th inning now, so there aren't that many more bats.
But it looks like to me they're going to stay back.
Interesting. That's an interesting call there. So it is the 9-hole hitter up, Brzezinski, and he has twice grounded out to second. First pitch right over at the knees for strike 1.
Correct. And again, nice for Matt because you get ahead, now you can start to nibble.
Comes set in the 0-1 pitch. Grounded foul right at home plate. And now he's in an 0-2 hole, exactly where Smith wants him. And Smith does have 34 strikeouts in 35 2/3 innings coming into this, so he can get the big strikeout when he needs it. And this is exactly where he needs it.
And they're going to look very good. That K would certainly look good in the scorebook right now.
Grounded foul down the first baseline. He went with the curveball there, and Brzezinski waited on it maybe a little bit too long there.
Yeah, I was going to say he got it up, and it was definitely a hittable pitch, that's for sure.
I think luckily for him, it was just far enough inside where he got it off the fists and couldn't keep it fair. So Smith still with the 0-2 count. He comes set. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled to the right side. Is it going to stay in play? Just out of play over the dugout. Stays 0-2. Brzezinski doing a good job of fighting off a couple of tough pitches there.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. The most important thing for the batter is to battle. Makes Matt Smith throw more pitches. Also sets up a situation where he might get the pitch exactly that he wants and can drive the ball.
But it does look like after a few control issues of the first batter that Smith's found the strike zone. It's just a matter of putting this one away. We'll see what he goes with here on the 0-2 pitch. Lined into right field. That's going to be over the second baseman's head. Base hit. 1 run will score, but a right fielder is playing very shallow and gets the ball back in. And that puts Mercer on top, 4-3.
Again, with only 1 out, that was a great piece of hitting by Ryan Brzezinski. Just stayed, battled, and stayed back on that ball and drilled it right on the line over the second baseman's head. Now Gloucester's got to stay out of a big inning right now. It's got to work to get outs and get out of the inning and keep it at 4-3 and then let their bats start to produce.
And we're back up at the top of the order with Kevin Kozak. And the runner from first is going. He swings, and the shortstop was covering. He goes right through where the shortstop was standing. for a base hit and RBI. They throw to third, and Kozak goes to second on the throw. And Mercer takes a 5-3 lead and has 2 runners in scoring position with still 1 out. That was a great piece of hitting by Kozak.
I was going to say classic because you had hit and run that went on the whole situation. J.J. Williams breaks towards the bag, and it's called hit them where they ain't, and that's exactly what had happened there. Great piece of hitting by Kevin Kozak. 5-3 Mercer.
And I tell you what, the runner, Brzezinski, was already well on his way to third. I'm not sure that the throw to third was the smart move because it allowed Kozak to move into scoring position.
I think now the most important thing, again, as we said, the danger now is getting out of the inning without it breaking open. Josh Swartz going out to the mound to talk over things with Matt. They have to keep the damage down, otherwise you're going to be facing a pretty big hole.
Absolutely. So we have Anthony Verderes here, who's already had a hit, 2 hits today. He takes that pitch outside for ball 1.
Again, interesting enough that Gloucester County's playing their infield back.
Not a double play situation, but it looks like they're willing to give up 1 more run to get an out, any out
could
here.
be true.
I mean, 1-1 now in Verderes, and yeah, maybe just after the way these last couple of batters have gone, they're willing to do anything they can just to get an out here and get a little bit closer to getting out of this inning. I mean, again, you know, with the offense that Gloucester County has, they're not out of it by any stretch, but the opportunities are dwindling. And he's going to fist that one off into left field for a base hit. 1 run scores, and the left fielder boots it. They're going to send the runner home. He still can't pick it up, and the batter's going to go to second base. 2-run score, and suddenly it is 7-3 Mercer.
Wow. Again, little spray single, drops in the run, and then the boot out in left field. That is the 3rd error of the inning for Gloucester County.
And that's only 1 RBI for Verderes because Kozak had stopped at third base and was ready to camp out there when the boot in left gave him a chance to score. So, but suddenly it is 7-3, and Russ Stepinski up for at bat number 4, and he is 0 for 3 on the day. Again, the top of the order is what's been doing all the damage. The 3-4 hitters still have yet to get a hit this day for Mercer. But that hasn't mattered this inning with all the runners on base for the top of the order. 5
runs in this inning. Probably the biggest inning that's been scored against Gloucester County since their loss to Lincoln Trail when they gave up 24 in 1 game.
And that pitch was high. And that's lined to left field. And it's over his head. I'm not sure what happened there. He must have misjudged that one, but that's all the way to the fence. 1 run scores, and Stepinski goes into second. Was that an error, or did he get a glove on that?
You know, it's funny. It almost looked like he nonchalanted it. That thing. Next thing you know, it's over his head, and
I guess we give him a double. I don't think he touched that ball. I think it was clearly over his head. But
wow.
That's a more strangeness in this game, and suddenly it's 8-2 in this, or 8-3, and this thing seems to be spinning out of control.
Yeah, I was going to say the nightmare now is that the big inning Gloucester County didn't want to see happen. It has happened, and now we're going to see a little bit about the character of the Roadrunners when they have to come back from this deficit.
And here's the replay of that. Here's the fly ball out to left, and you see him going back on the ball. And it looks like he got turned around a little bit, and it just went right over his head. Frias just lost it. And you see Williams putting his hands on his head there after seeing that one.
So we got to give him a double.
Yeah. Double and an RBI for Stepinski. Lauer at the plate now. Takes strike 1 on an off-speed pitch. He grounds this one to third. The runner will hold at second base. He looks him back, and the throw to first in time. That's finally the second out of the inning for the GCC.
And Matt Hill will be coming up, and that'll be the second time he's batted this inning. So the Vikings have batted around.
And you know, we talked about when he came up at the beginning of the inning, 2 straight times leading off an inning, which is what you want to see with their leading RBI guy. Now he's up with 2 outs and a man in scoring position, just what GCC did not want. First pitch, high and away, ball 1. I think Smith's done a pretty good job of keeping his composure through all this.
Yeah, because they really haven't hit the ball hard against him. It's been sprays and then balls that should have been outs that have not become that.
Yeah, he should have been out of this inning a long time ago. And that's 3-0. He's staying away from Hill. I think it looks like he's willing to take his chances with Alvarez here and doesn't want to give Hill anything good to hit. It's a strike on the inside corner, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch grounded hard to third, off the third baseman. The runner will hold there and Hill will be on. And the inning continues.
Wow.
That was definitely a tough play. You know, Morello didn't really have time to get fully in front of it, so he tried to backhand it.
But once again, I think he would tell you the same as anybody else. That's a play you should make. We'll give it an E5.
So another error this inning for the Roadrunners. Keeps it alive, puts runners on the corners with 2 out for Alvarez. Takes strike 1 on the inside corner.
And very uncharacteristic, 4 errors this inning for Gloucester County.
And I think, you know, the way the game had gone up to this point, Dixon had to be concerned, you know, seeing all the strange things, because in a game full of strange plays, anything can happen. And that's exactly what's happened this inning for GCC. But Smith's ahead here in the count, 0-2 on Alvarez. So looking to put him away here. Strike 3 called, 3 straight curveballs. Nice pitching by Smith to get out of that jam without any further damage. But there was plenty of damage in that.
I was going to say damage on 6 runs. There were 4 hits and 4 errors, 2 left. Boy, the furthest Gloucester County has been down since the beginning of March.
And well, you know, they'll have their chance to come back though. They still have 4 more bats, but they're facing an 8-3 deficit right now. It'll be interesting, and you know, the fact that Siegel's out of the game and they've gone to Rendell, we'll see how he handles having a lead all of a sudden.
Yeah, and I think
especially a 5-run lead.
Right, and the most important thing I think in the minds of the Gloucester County bats is that you can't say, well, we're going to go for a 6-run inning to match them up. You just got to chip away. You got to get base runners. If you can get a couple runs 1 inning, that's great. Hold them down, get a couple more runs the next inning. Work, even if it's a 3-inning span or 4-inning span, you get the key now is holding Mercer to 8 and you getting back to what you do well, which is hit and run.
Right, and I think, you know, the Hartford game last week was an example of that. They were down by a run. They scored 1 in the 6th and then 1 more in the 7th to get the win. They tied it up in the 6th and went to the 7th with a chance to win the game. So
yeah, and at that they honestly went on that game. They did it with aggressive hitting and aggressive base running. I think that one thing that has established himself is Stepinski can throw the baseball as the catcher. So you have to be careful on what you do. He's not going to make that mistake and throw the ball over the 2nd or 3rd baseman's head.
Right. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, they've got the middle of the order due up here in the bottom of the 6th, 4-5-6, leading off Jim Best, the cleanup hitter and catcher. He's 0 for 2. First pitch swinging, lines it in the left center field gap, and it's past the center fielder. He made a diving stab for it, couldn't quite come up with it. Best is on his way to 2nd as the throw comes back into the infield. Huge start to this inning.
And just maybe that's the break they were needed. A great effort out there in center field that was attempted.
That was Kevin Kozak.
Yeah, he made a great attempt for the ball. The only problem is when you dive like that and it misses, it's going past you. Good start for Gloucester County. Let's see what they can do with it.
Well, that ball was already almost to the fence, so it wasn't going to go very far past it.
Well, I
he
guess
didn't
you're right.
catch it.
Us little guys, it would take us 18 steps to get back there. So,
Well, Best drove the heck out of that ball, so we'll see what they can do now. Francisco Rodriguez at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, and he's behind 0-1. 0-1 pitch, low and away, evens the count 1-1. And I think Francisco needs to be a little more patient here at the plate, because I think
agree.
Obviously best first pitch swinging in his at bat, but I think Rodriguez really needs to see the best pitch he can to hit here. He fists that one off into right field, and it's not going to stay up. It's going to get down, and Best, despite being deked out by the right fielder, is still going to get to third base.
Yeah, I was going to say, very, very good for the viewers that got a chance for that. Very good deke job done by the right fielder. Like that he was going to come in and make the play. It did fool Best for a while, but since the ball was at right field, he had plenty of time to get to third. First two runners on for the Roadrunners.
Tell you what, this is exactly what GCC needed here in the bottom of the sixth to come back from that 6-run inning. And now, everybody except for the 9-hole hitter has been on base at least once down at the bottom of the order, so they've got a chance. And it looks like the pitching coach out to talk to Rendell here, try and calm him down a little bit after not the best start to the bottom of the sixth for Mercer.
And probably a very good move at that time, just saying, look, we've got a 5-run lead. Don't worry about a couple hits, just work, get outs, and we're going to be ahead. And I'm sure that's what he said. Just do what you do best.
And they do have someone warming up in the pen, so they're not really afraid to have the visit early in the inning, because they're not afraid to pull him if they feel they need to. First pitch, check swing to shortstop. He flips to second for 1, and they don't have the play at first. So the run scores. Morello's on with an RBI fielder's choice. So they get one of the runs back.
And good move, good piece of hitting though by Logan, because could have easily been a base hit. Great play by the shortstop. Second baseman did absolutely the right thing when he realized he couldn't get two. Didn't want to take that throw and give the runner an extra base.
Well, I don't think it was too hard to make that decision after seeing what GCC did when they should have held the ball last inning. So
absolutely.
The top half of the inning. Well, Mike Schatzman, the DH, up now, trying to keep this inning going. The pitch gets away from the catcher, throws it into center field, trying to get the runner at second base. And Morello's going to get third. They're going to call interference on the shortstop there. It was an interesting play because Morello looked like he initiated the contact trying to draw the call, and it looks like it worked.
And it did work, and I will tell you, it was interesting because the second baseman came up in front of the bag, the shortstop was behind the bag, and the catcher overthrew both of them.
So another runner in scoring position now for Schatzman, who really needs to take advantage here. He's flown out and he's walked. He fouls that one off the end of the bat, and it's 1-2.
And again, to tell the Mike, just keep the ball in play. The infield's going to be back. You're going to get a run, and the goal was to get at least 2 runs in the inning, and they'll be there.
A 1-2 pitch, and he reaches out, pops it up, and the pitcher makes the play in foul territory for out number 2. Tough at bat for Schatzman there.
Yeah, and exactly what you didn't want to see, because now Mercer can see their way out of the inning with only giving up 1 run and not a lot of damage when you scored 6 at the top of the inning.
And he was just trying to stay alive there, I think, trying to avoid the strikeout, and he was trying to foul it out of play and just didn't get enough on it to get it out of play. So now John Garozzo up, singled, and was the batter on that bizarre infield fly play that ended the 4th inning. And he takes ball 1. So we'll see if he can repeat his 2nd inning success of a base hit and get this run home to get him run closer. That's outside 2-0. Though with the fact that he's made contact, maybe they're willing to not give him anything good to hit and let Frias come to the plate with 2 on, because Frias has not had a ton of success so far today.
And I don't think we're going to see Frias bat that time. Nice job of what a great play.
Nice stab by the first baseman. The throw's high, and they still say he beat the runner to the bag. Rendell came down on the bag and apparently just beat Garozzo. So that'll be the 3rd out in the end of the 6th inning. So GCC gets 1, but doesn't get the 2 they were looking for.
That's right, and Very, very interesting play. I mean, well played by the first baseman, just enough by the pitcher. 6-1.
And the first pitch to Joe Leone here in the 7th inning is a strike. And welcome back to Gloucester County College, where Mercer County leads 8-4. And we have a new pitcher on the mound, Franklin Cruz for Gloucester County. Swing and a miss there.
The best we could call him is a submarine pitcher.
Yeah. Looks like a little like Kent Tekulve out there.
I'm telling you. Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pitch is blooped out into left field. Again, not hard hit, but hitting the right spot for a base hit for Leone. And that makes him 3 for 3.
Other changes we have, Jim Best has moved from catcher to first base. Matt Cuervo is into the lineup now at catcher, and Francisco Rodriguez has moved from first base to left field. So coming out of the lineup is Edwin Frias. Cuervo will bat in the 9th position.
All right, so now with no outs and a runner on first, Matt Crank up. He sacrificed his last time. He's 0 for 2. I'll be interested to see if he bunts again here, or if they play for a big inning and try and put this away. I think just getting the run back would be a big deal. And he is bunting, bunted down the first baseline. A nice bunt. First baseman over, and he tags Crank out, but Leone does go to second on the play. So he gets the job done again with the sacrifice, his second sacrifice of the game.
Really good move by Mercer. I think they realize that they don't need 6 more runs, and 1 or 2 might do it. So the situation is set it up for your producers and hope to get run number 9 in.
So 9-hole hitter Ryan Brzezinski up. He's 1 for 3. And, you know, just getting that run back from GCC here in this inning would be a demoralizing thing for the Roadrunners, I think, especially considering they thought they should have had a lot more. First pitch strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Because I'm sure the Roadrunners are sitting there right now saying, yeah, we should have 2-3 runs on the board at least from that bottom of the 6th. So if they end up coming up to bat again, being down by the same 5 runs again.
Absolutely agreed. And as you can say, even though it's a 9-inning game, when innings start to run out, it makes your job so much more tough.
So the count's even now on Brzezinski, 1-1. I would imagine Cruz has to do a lot of back exercises. Even when he's set, he's still not standing anywhere close to straighten up. And that's on the inside corner, 1-2. And obviously, as a sidearmer, submariner, Cruz isn't going to be a hard thrower. His game is all about pitch placement.
And it's basically been a setup guy when he comes in to pitch. Has not been a starter, just been a situation pitcher.
Well, generally those pitchers don't throw a lot of innings. So I mean, because once you get one time through the lineup with him, you don't want him to have you don't want batters to have a second look at him. So.
Great look at that. That is right on target.
But he's ahead 1-2 here in Brzezinski, and he comes set. And the 1-2 pitch. Line down the first baseline. And he's out. Are they calling him out? They're calling it out on the fly, and that's going to be a double play. Great play by Best, just moving to first base. And they get the double play and get out of the inning.
How about that? Very, very interesting play. I don't know whether we'll get a chance to see it, but we'll head to the bottom of inning number 7, and it's 8-4.
You know, this is normally the 7th inning stretch, but I don't think we'll do any stretching right now. I think we're okay for the last couple of innings.
I'll tell you what, it might kill us if we stretched. I'm telling you.
I don't think the viewers could listen to all the cracks and creaks and groans. But that's a huge play by Best there, just moving from catcher to first base.
Because the situation is, if it goes 2 inches further, it's a run and probably a double.
Right, and to get a chance to get out of that inning without any damage. Here's the play again. A nice diving stab by Best. And he immediately gets up and sees the runners well off second base. He's already at third. And an easy play to Williams for the double play.
Did you notice Kozak as he was going by, he was pointing, no, it went down on the ground. No, it went down on the ground.
But no such luck, so And now we have a new pitcher in for Mercer County College. Looks like number 35, James Page.
And he's the ace of their staff. He has probably their best ERA. I'm going to check it up as we go through right now. Page is, no, he's 3-3 on the year, but his ERA is the best at 3.232. He pitched game number 2 against Gloucester County.
And I was going to say, looking at their stats before the game, I noticed, I mean, his ERA is relatively low, but they have a lot of high ERAs on that team. They've given up some runs in some games this season, so nothing's a given, but obviously in this kind of a situation with a 4-run lead, bottom of the 7th, you want one of your best ERA guys in the game to try and keep the lead.
Sure, it'd be a big feather in Mercer's hat to stop a team's 35-game winning streak,
Absolutely.
no matter when it is.
And Matt Cuervo gets his first at bat of the game, coming in for Edwin Frias. First pitch swinging, pops it up behind first base. The second baseman comes over, and he drops it. He slipped and fell. I'm not sure what exactly happened there. There were about 5 players all in a row right between us and the play, but you suddenly saw him on the ground and the ball bouncing behind him.
It's the way the game's been.
Nothing is a certainty in this game anymore. I seriously am waiting for the aliens to land. Something is going to happen.
I'll give him a good excuse. It's a high sky today.
That's it. The clouds got in his eyes. But nonetheless, the Roadrunners get a gift there, get a runner on first with nobody out, and now we're back up to the top of the order, and Ronnie Tanner. And I tell you what, Tanner and Williams have had great days at the plate so far, and this is exactly what GCC wanted to see. He takes the first pitch high. He is 2 for 2 with a walk in this game, 2 RBIs and a run scored. And he swings, lines it over the shortstop into left center, base hit. Cuervo will stop at second there as the throw comes back in. And here come the Roadrunners again. Now can they take advantage?
Now it presents an interesting situation because conventional baseball says no outs, first and second. Best thing to do is bunt to put 2 runners in scoring position.
But I tell you what, Cologne has struggled a little bit today. I mean, Best had a great hit his last at bat, but with the middle of the order due up, I mean, with the way that Williams has hit today, he's 2 for 3. Do you want him swinging the bat or do you want him bunting here? It's going to be an interesting play to see what Dixon does. And they look Cuervo back to second. I think they wanted to see whether Williams would square or not, and he didn't show anything. So
I think you're going to be right. They're going to say, let's go for the big inning right here.
It is bottom of the 7th, so these guys will hopefully come up again in the 9th, but you can't guarantee it at this point. He takes that first pitch over his head for ball 1. And that pitch was so high, we still may not know whether he's going to bunt or not. So
I think, Scott, you've been right on all day. I think you're exactly right here. Yep.
Swoo, swings through the high fastball there, 1-1. He's definitely not bunting. And Cologne is on deck waiting for another chance to come up with runners on base. And he's hoping to have at least another runner in scoring position and maybe a run already on the board when he comes up. See what Williams can do here with a 1-1 pitch. Well outside, 2-1. And this is really Williams' first opportunity to come up with an RBI situation, so we'll see what he can do here, see if he can drive in a run. Williams does have 24 RBIs on the year, and that's low, 3-1. This is going to be a very important pitch to see if they're going to give him something to hit 3-1 or if they're going to take their chances with Cologne. I don't know what the smart move is there.
And going back into the last time that JJ faced him, he hit a home run against him.
One of JJ's 2 home runs on the season. They throw behind to second base. The ball gets away, and he's back in safely.
Now, it's interesting. The last time he pitched against, Mercer pitcher pitched against Gloucester County, Cologne hit a home run, JJ hit a home run.
Well, that doesn't sound very promising for Page. But he's got a 3-1 count. There's the pitch. Fouled away, inside fastball, full count.
I know, you've been right on everything so far. 3-2, nobody out. Do you break the runners?
Well,
Catcher's got a gun.
JJ's only struck out 6 times all season, so I don't think it's a big chance to take. Although he strikes out there on a tough pitch outside, that would have been ball 4. Wow, a great job by Page there to get out of that.
Great.
to get the strikeout. That's
Great
amazing.
confidence, too, because he threw the curveball.
Yeah. And it definitely wasn't a strike, and he chased after it for strike number 3. So now Cologne's up with 1 out, still runners on first and second. And he'll be looking to drive something here. He's had a rough day, 0 for 2 with a walk, and he's popped out twice. First pitch high, ball 1. And again, we talked about it way back in the first inning with him. He's got to be patient and look for something in his zone to hit. And he can't reach for anything, because that's where he's been popping the ball up, is reaching for stuff on the outside part of the plate. And that's inside, 2-0 to Cologne. This is definitely not what Page wanted to do here, get behind Cologne to where he's going to have to throw something in the zone.
And I think that's what Stupinski just saw. He's realizing that you can't get behind and load the bases in that situation. So he's going to go back and say, look, this is what you do well. We'll just play for the out. If he hits the ball in the air, there's a better than average chance it's going to be caught. But don't give him one right down the middle.
Now, I guess the question is, if you're a batter like Cologne, do you remember that you homered off this guy the last time you saw him?
The answer is probably no. Because it's been, the last time these two teams played was
at
the
least
21st
a month ago.
of March.
Yeah,
Probably somewhere right around there.
So, but he has had success against him before, so we'll see what happens here. He's got a 2-0 count. He's in a great spot here. Page needing to come into the plate. And he's high, ball 3. 3-0 now. Does Cologne get the green light? 3-0.
Definitely. Definitely give him the green light here.
And it looks like Cologne's opened up his stance a little bit more. Maybe looking to drive something here. And it's not where he wanted it. Right at the knees, 3-1.
Well, as John Candy said, you were wrong again, Scott. That was me.
3-1 pitch, and he turns on it, but it's going to be a high fly into right. The right fielder playing into pull. The wind's taking it, but he makes the catch anyway as he throws back in. That was I tell you what, the wind's making even the routine fly balls look tough out there.
That's for sure. And the only interesting situation on that is if you were the runner on second, should you have tugged and gone to third? 2 outs.
So they had first and second, nobody out. They managed to strike out Williams. They get Cologne to fly out deep to right. And now with 2 outs, Jim Best, who doubled on the first pitch he saw last at bat leading off the 6th. He's 1 for 3, or 1 for 2 with a sacrifice and an RBI. Page steps off the rubber.
And once again, I think Gloucester has to score this inning. They have to at least get a run,
And I guess
if not 2.
And I guess after you see Page fall behind 3-0 to Cologne, can Best be as aggressive as he was last at bat and swing first pitch? Not that one. Takes the curveball over for strike 1. I think the most important thing these batters have to remember is not every pitch has to be hit for a home run. You just need runners and runs driven in here.
And that was shown a lot when the Phillies used to try to rely on home runs left and right, and singles wins ball games.
Just string the hits together and you'll find yourself with some runs. Page comes set. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Best. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I think he might have been looking for that pitch, but it didn't get there quite as quick as he wanted it to, and he turned on it.
Yeah, that was definitely what they say, home run distance.
I believe that might have hit your car in the parking lot, Fred.
Oh, I'm in deep trouble.
But now Best is in a 1-2 hole here. He's going to have to really protect. He just needs to put the ball in play, see if he can drive at least one of these runs in. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Waits on it, grounds hard to first. Behind the first baseman, is he going to beat it? No. No, Page drops the ball. That's going to be an error on the pitcher dropping the throw because he was there in plenty of time to make the play. First baseman did a great job to stay with that ball, but then the pitcher coming over couldn't make the catch.
And that leaves the bases loaded with Francisco Rodriguez at the plate.
And he had been struggling mightily at the plate before his last at bat, but he singled his last time up. 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. And again, it's just a matter of making contact here, putting the ball into play. First pitch swinging foul down the third baseline. 0-1.
And again, probably playing into the hands of Rodriguez, who hasn't really been patient today.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we talked about last at-bat, and he actually had a good at-bat last time. Took the 1-1 pitch to right field for a base hit. Swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt there, well over the top of it, and he's down 0-2. And you know that he knows he didn't do something right there.
I think he also realizes how important this bat is.
Yeah. Well, bases loaded, 2 outs. I mean, you're not going to get too many more opportunities like this. They've only got 2 more at-bats after this. They need to get something here to get a little bit closer. Mercer still leads 8-4. Page ahead 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swings and misses. It gets away from the catcher, and he's going to make first base.
How about that? Just the way we planned it.
Exactly. I think that was the plan all along. Unbelievable.
Again, that was that curveball that bounced at about 58 feet.
So, I don't know how many more times we'll get a chance to say it between now and the end of the game, but just when he thought it couldn't get any stranger.
It did. Logan Morello.
GCC gets another run on the board. The bases are still loaded. Logan Morello swings at the first pitch, drives it down the right field line, and it's a foul ball. Dove just in front, between the pitcher's mound and the home plate, down in the bullpen down the right field line there. It was a great attempt by Matt Crank.
Yeah, it really was, because it's very difficult down there because the bullpen's there, and they have, of course, the raised dirt mound there. Makes it very difficult coming across to adjust your feet.
And the wind's blowing that way anyway, so anything that was already headed that way is just taking off when it's going down the right field line. But Morello has new life. He's down 0-1. Base is still loaded for the Roadrunners. They want to get more here against Page. The 0-1 pitch, high, evens the count 1-1. Morello reached on a drop third strike in the second, walked in the fourth, and reached on a fielder's choice in the sixth. 1-1 pitch, inside, 2-1. And this is what we talked about, the patience. You know, he swings at the first pitch, he saw something he liked, but then the next 2 pitches, he waits.
I'd almost make him throw me a strike here.
Oh, we got out in front of that one. And again, a pop-up right around home plate. The catcher squeezes it, and the side is retired.
1 run for Gloucester County. There was an error, and there were 2 hits. Score is now 8-5.
And here we are back at GCC, top of the 8th inning now. GCC chipping away, but Mercer still holding an 8-5 lead as we go to the 8th. Leadoff hitter Kevin Kozak up for his 5th at bat of the game, takes a pitch inside, ball 1. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a walk, single. He reached on an error and reached on a strikeout, so that evens the count 1-1. I don't remember having been to a game where so many batters have reached on drop third strikes.
That's correct. I agree with you.
And I see high school baseball, so. That's outside, 2-1. Cruz still in the game pitching, as you may have been able to tell from the pitcher leaning over the rubber.
That's for sure.
I don't think you'll ever mistake Cruz for anybody else. And that one's in the dirt. Nice block by Cuervo. 3-1 now on Kozak. And you definitely don't want to walk the leadoff hitter here as you've been chipping away at this lead.
Not with the production of the first 2 batters. But he did.
Well outside, ball 4. So another walk for Kozak, and we know he's got some speed. And it's not best behind the plate anymore, it's Cuervo, so he may test Cuervo's arm to see how he is, especially with Cruz not being a hard thrower.
Cuervo's a very, very good thrower. The most interesting thing is the way that he throws. I think you can get a very, very good jump at first base.
Well, Verderesi's already squared around a bunt, and Cruz steps off. Verderes is 3 for 4, and in his other at bat reached on an error. So first pitch, he bunts it, pops it up right to Cruz. Cruz, It's the first time Cruz has stood up all day, and he did it to catch the pop-up.
That's a very, very good point. Right on the money.
That was a strange bunt. He didn't get it down at all, popped it straight up.
About the only thing I can tell you, it's like slow pitch. He's almost like a softball pitcher.
Uh-huh.
And if the ball gets on the top half of the bat, it's going to go straight up in the air.
And that's the thing, because he's so low to the ground when he releases, almost everything's going up when it gets to the plate.
Great jump.
First, oh, and nobody's there to cover. Apparently they had decided who was going to cover second, and nobody was there, but shortstop Williams dove to stop it from getting into center field, and Cuervo's going to come out and toss it to Cruz now with the runner on second.
Nobody covered the bag.
Now, did you see if they called that first pitch a strike?
I did not.
I did not either. I was busy watching the runner. Cruz goes. Liner to center. Cologne's charging back. It's over his head. And that's going to be a double all the way. Cologne grabs it at the base of the wall, but one run's going to score. He's going for third, and he's in sliding safely with a triple. Stepensky finally gets a hold of one. Drives it over Cologne's head. He doubled his last time up. He has an RBI triple this time, and Mercer gets one of those runs back.
And that could be a backbreaker right there. Because all the work that Gloucester County has to do to get back in the game, the key to that thing is you got to keep Mercer without scoring, and that's a huge run for the Vikings.
And I'll tell you what, he just stayed back and waited on that pitch because obviously, I mean, Cruz isn't throwing as hard as who they've seen up to now. And he stayed back on it and drove it right back to the middle of the field. Lauer takes first pitch for a strike.
Infield is up.
Got to protect now. And he swings and misses at that one, and outside, 0-2. And Cruz has got to be a especially tough hitter for a right-handed batter to face, because everything's
right
going.
at you.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming out of his hand right even with your body, and then you've got to try and figure out where it's going in a hurry. So he's ahead 0-2. Here's the pitch. He pokes it toward first. Easy play for Best, and the runner has to hold. Nice job keeping the runner from scoring there. Did exactly what they wanted with the infield in.
And now the dangerous Matt Hill. Josh Swartz coming out to the mound.
Might be saying, figuring out what they want to do with Hill, who only has the 2 RBIs today, but is always a dangerous hitter, leads the team in RBIs, as we've mentioned numerous times today.
And of course, even the interesting situation here is if you're going to pitch around Hill, then the danger is first and third. Do you break the runner? Anything can happen. But it also allows Gloucester County to have a force, so we'll see what they do.
So I guess we're about to find out what they decided as to how they're going to pitch Hill.
It kind of looks like to be like that unintentional, intentional walk.
Yep, that's ball 1. And Hill being a lefty just makes it easier for him to see the ball coming. That's 2-0.
Because if you actually watch on a screen, you can see Cuervo, and as soon as it gets ready to get set, he moves to the outside.
There's the 2-0 pitch outside, 3-0. And as you said, the unintentional, intentional walk appears to be in order here, which will put runners on the corners for Luis Alvarez, who's on deck.
That'll be it.
So there we go, runners on first and third with 2 out. Alvarez due up. He is 0 for 3 with a walk. He reached on an error, and he scored a run.
So a crucial batter now for Cruz and Gloucester County. You got to get out number 3. keep the damage to only 1 run, and then you've got to swing the bat.
And you see Cuervo calling the signs there for the defense, telling him how to set up for Alvarez. That pitch is way outside. Nice job by Cuervo, keeping that from going to the backstop, because that could have been another run.
Absolutely.
So Mercer leads here 9-5. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. They're trying to get more. Pitch on the inside corner, 1-1.
And that's the pitch that you were talking about that absolutely freezes the right-handed hitter.
Because you think that's coming at your kneecaps for a minute there, and then suddenly it's on the inside corner for a strike. And he gets that one off his fist, fouls it into the GCC dugout. He's behind now, 1-2. Cuervo again going over the defensive signs, maybe changing it now with 2 strikes. We'll see how they want to pitch him. They've had success on that inside corner, so.
And a good idea, because if he keeps the ball in his hands, he's not going to drive it.
And he turns on the ball and keeps it fair down the left field line. 1 run scores. The runner will stop at third. That's a double for Alvarez and a huge hit for Mercer here.
Yeah, absolutely. He turned on that ball very, very well. Drove it just inside the line, and a backbreaker for Gloucester County.
And that, that's exactly what we said, that he didn't want him to be able to drive the ball, and he did throw it inside, but he got it up a little bit, and Alvarez recognized it early enough to be able to turn on the pitch, and he has himself an RBI double, and Mercer has a 10-5 lead now. Leone swings at the first pitch and misses, 0-1. But this is definitely not what GCC needed here. 0-1 pitch, skied out into center. Colon is waiting, and he's got it to end the inning, but damage done again.
Yes, sir. Two big runs in for Mercer, and they up their lead to 10-5 as we go to the bottom of inning number 8.
And I tell you, GCC is really running out of opportunities here. And they've had 2 big opportunities the last 2 innings, only gotten 1 run out of them each time.
Right.
So, they're really going to have to come back here and come up with a big inning to get some runs on the board, or this game's all but over.
And I think that's 100% correct. We're going to have a pitching change for Mercer. And it looks to me like the catcher, Russ Stupinski, is going to come in and pitch.
That's a very interesting move there.
And we're going to have a change at catcher. Matt Crank is going to come in from right field and be the catcher.
So now we just need to find out who the new right fielder is. And that's what you see sometimes at the junior college level is, players with multiple positions, and sometimes you see catchers that are also pitchers.
But in this kind of situation, it's kind of interesting because we talked enough times. Both of them have region games coming up this weekend. Gloucester in the huge region finals. Mercer with their first round game against Burlington on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm sure they will want to use Page in the weekend. They gave him his work, and I'm sure Stupinski probably will not pitch, but I think he can pitch.
Right.
That'll be our answer.
And you see that sometimes at smaller schools at the high school level. I know Gloucester High School this season, both of their top 2 catchers are also pitchers on the team.
And checking the stats, Stupinski has actually pitched during the season, has 14 innings worth of pitching, so this isn't the first time he's been out there all year. Remember the Major League game that went 20 innings? And I think a couple position players got pitched the last couple innings.
Yeah, Tony La Russa put in 2 position players, which a lot of people questioned at the time.
And I think the shortstop was one of them, and he threw the ball 88 miles an hour. So,
and the crowd was really thrilled to see somebody throw that hard coming off the infield. But so here we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. GCC trailing 10-5 in the bottom third of the order due up, leading off DH Mike Schatzman. Stupinski definitely throws hard. Fastball on the inside, 0-1.
Well, we knew he had a gun at catcher, so it doesn't surprise me to see him throw. We'll just see if the ball moves.
Schatzman 0 for 2 with a walk so far today. Swings and misses on that one. It looked like he took a little something off that one, 0-2.
I'll tell you what you want, jump ahead, get that first out, makes it tougher for Gloucester County.
The 0-2 pitch, he goes to the off speed, stays high, 1-2.
Got
Low
him.
fastball, strike 3. Nice start to the bottom of the 8th for Stupinski.
And the famous expression, they're starting to hammer the nails.
And now Garozzo up. He's 0 for 2 with a 1 for 3, pardon me, with a single in the second. Grounded out to first his last time up. First pitch swinging through it, 0-1.
Very impressive so far by Stupinski. Throwing strikes and throwing it where they ain't.
And with a 5-run lead in the bottom of the 8th, you don't want to be putting runners on base. You just want to be rearing back and firing and saying, go ahead, take your best shot at it. And he hits the outside corner with that fastball, and he's ahead 0-2 again. Still working quickly. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Curveball outside, 1-2.
Absolutely essential that Garozzo gets on first base.
1-2, he lines it down the left field line, but that's going to go out of play. All the wind in the world blowing from left to right isn't going to blow that one back fair.
That's for sure. Dimensions here at Gloucester County's field, 333 down both lines, and it's 402 to center. Power hour is about 370.
I was going to say, it looks like it wouldn't be too deep to the alleys, but and he reaches out, pokes that one down the left field line. Is that one going to stay fair? It does. And he's on with a single, 1-out single. And he did exactly what you said. He needed to get on, and he found a way to do it.
That's the first time I've been right all day today. Thank you, John Garozzo. Now let's see what Gloucester County can do. It's imperative they score runs. Normally you should get at least 3 in this type of situation to give you an opportunity, but I think they'd be happy just to get anything right now.
And with Cuervo up, he reached on that error his last time up. I think you'll see him be a little more patient at the plate this time.
And
takes that one inside. And, the key is if he can get on base here and put 2 on for the top of the order coming up again, Tanner and Williams have been hitting the ball well pretty much all day, except for Williams' last at bat when he struck out. And that'll even the count at 1-1. Ooh, outside corner, nailed it with that fastball, and he's behind 1-2.
You can see Cuervo didn't like it, but he's got to defend himself now because strike 3 can happen very quickly.
And being the catcher, he wants that call too. So throw over to first base, the runner goes diving back in. And you can probably tell me better than I would know, but I would assume that the bottom of the order producing and giving RBI opportunities to the top of the order has been part of GCC's success this season.
Absolutely correct. Good piece of discipline right there, staying off that curveball.
Yep. Started out around his waist, ended up in the dirt in front of home plate, and he held off of it 2-2.
Now, so far, Stupinski's got his fastball over and struggled with his curve.
And that fastball gets away, but Garozzo can't advance. And it's low, 3-2, full count. Garozzo will be all but nailed to the bag, I'm assuming, for this. He will not be running.
I do not think he will be moving.
He does have 1 steal on the year, so. And here's the payoff pitch. Low ball 4. Great job by Cuervo. Fell behind 1-2, but worked a walk. And that puts runners on first and second for the top of the order. And here comes Ronnie Tanner.
Well, if you're setting the table right now, these are the people you want up on the bases and up at the plate. And Gloucester County's going to need another 2 hits to get back into this game.
Tanner 3 for 3 on the day with a walk and a run scored. 2 RBIs, but he's also been caught stealing twice. And that pitch is on the inside corner for strike 1.
I think they just remind Stupinski the most important thing is throw strikes. You got a 5-run lead.
A swing and a miss there, and Tanner finds himself in an 0-2 hole.
Well, he threw that right by him. That had some pop to the pitch.
I think Tanner's a little surprised by that.
I think so too. See if he tries his curve. He's not gotten it over all day so
But
far.
he's gone to it a lot on 0-2 counts, so. No, he goes with the fastball, and Tanner fouls it off to the right.
And I think basically coming from the Mercer dugout was, let's get an out.
But he's got to make sure to keep that fastball either on the corners or just off the plate to where he is reaching for it or it's in on his hands, because if he gets anything over the middle, we know Tanner can drive it.
That's correct.
He went to the curveball, but it stayed high, and again, he can't hit the strike zone with that curve.
So again, you're spot on target because everybody knows the fastball's coming, but if he puts it in the perfect spot, it's not going to be hit. Outside.
And that one's in the dirt, and it gets away, and the runners are going to advance to second and third. Catcher, again, just lost that one. But that'll go down as a wild pitch.
Well, here we go. That single right now brings in 2. Makes it 10-7 and makes it reachable.
And let's not forget, we were just talking about the fastball. I mean, Ronnie Tanner does have 7 home runs this season, so he does have some pop in the bat.
I think Gloucester County would take a single right now.
I think they would take just about anything at this point. I think they would take an error on the shortstop right between the wickets.
Yeah.
The umpires confer as they wait to get the ball back. Now Tanner steps back in with a 2-2 count, and now 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. GCC trailing 10-5. And that one's low, and the count goes full again.
Wow, talk about an important pitch.
And as you said, we haven't seen a curveball for a strike yet from him. I can't imagine he'll throw anything but a fastball here. Oh, and he just gets a piece of it. And that looked like it was high and away, and again he had to reach for it to foul it off.
And it almost looked like to me sitting here it was going to be strike 3.
So big play from Tanner there to keep the at-bat alive. Looking for a better pitch from 3-2, strike 3, swinging right through it on the inside corner.
And a great pitch by Stupinski. Reach back, put that something extra on it in the strike zone and past Tanner.
The first time Tanner's been retired all day and in a huge spot too. So now with 2 outs, J.J. Williams comes to the plate. He's got a pair of hits. He struck out his last time at bat, 2 for 4 on the day. And this is a huge spot for Williams. And a strike on the inside corner.
And once again, this is a must situation for Gloucester County. They have to get this ball in play and a run's home.
And Stupinski has been working deep counts, but he doesn't really have to worry about it. He's not going to pitch a lot after today,
right?
Most likely this weekend, so he can go as deep as he wants, but he's getting ahead of the counts and then throwing the pitches that he wants to throw.
Absolutely.
A 1-1 count here on Williams. Curveball, and he finally gets it over for a strike, and that's a huge pitch there, and he's behind, and he's ahead 1-2.
And now I think you'll see him throw that high heat.
Or he could throw that same pitch again, just throw it in the dirt.
Well, that's a good point too. We'll see who's right.
And he does throw the curveball again.
You've been right again.
Williams gets just enough of it to foul it off down the right field line, though, and he stays alive 1-2. I should be betting you on these.
I'll tell you what, I know my car is up there. You can have it.
Well, it's got a baseball in it and a hole in the windshield. I don't want that.
That's absolutely the right answer.
If you pay to fix that, then I'll take it.
Yeah.
And there's the 1-2 pitch. Line up the middle. Base hit. 1 run will score. He's going to hold the runner at third as the throw comes back in. Nice job to hold it to 1 run, but they do get the 1 run. And GCC once again puts a crooked number up on the board. And now it's 10-6.
And now if there was ever a guy that was due, we've talked so much about Lexi Cologne, and today has not been Lexi's day. But I'll add a little anecdote and say, so far.
I was going to say, the day's not over yet. The sun is still in the sky.
But what a spot here for Lexi Cologne.
Runners on the corners, 2 out. He is 0 for 3 with a walk. 3 flyouts, 2 to the infield, 1 to the right fielder his last time up. And that's high and away, ball 1. That's one of the first times I can remember the first pitch being a ball.
Yeah, and I will tell you,
he definitely knows that it's Cologne at the plate.
He has not had a good swing at the bat. I mean, even the fly ball to right field, he was way under the pitch.
Yeah. And that's outside, ball 2. And I think that's the key for him, is I think he's getting over anxious, dipping the shoulder, trying to get under the ball to drive it, and he's getting too far into the ball. I mean, his natural swing will drive the ball just far enough. And he goes around on that one. He can't hold up, and it's 2-1. And that was going to be ball 3.
That was going to be ball 3, because I think they are not going to give him anything good to hit at all.
And I think he's got to realize that. And that's ball 3 inside now, 3-1. I think with, even though Best is on deck, I mean, Best is obviously a great hitter, came in with 397 average, 9 homers. I think they know who Cologne is, and they're willing to take their chances with the next hitter. And that's ball 4.
And that was as close as, again, we're talking about those unintentional, intentional walks. Their decision was, we don't want Cologne to beat us. See if Best can beat us.
Which is a really interesting decision, just solely for the fact that Best represents the tying run.
Yeah.
I mean, Cologne is a lefty, Best is a righty, but at the same time, with him, or actually Best is a lefty as well, my mistake, but with Best representing the tying run, it's unusual to bring the tying run to the plate on purpose.
Right, and I understand, but I just think their mind was made up that Lexi Cologne was not going to beat him. Well, in this
I think that just shows how much respect they have for Cologne.
Yeah, that's probably the right answer.
And they haven't made a move to replace.
And there's nobody warming up, so basically I think this is going to be Stupinski, maybe even in the 9th in that situation. And they're just going to say, hey, we'll take our chances.
Well, it seems, I mean, even though the starter did go 4 innings, Siegel went 4, but they have already used 3 pitchers today and aren't using, or actually this is the 4th pitcher of the day for them, and they haven't used guys for a long time. So it looks like they have a similar pitching philosophy today to GCC.
Correct.
So Best steps in.
Will he be swinging on the first pitch?
Nope, high, and it bounces off the catcher and over Best's shoulder for ball 1.
And it looked like Stupinski just came down and said, I'm going to challenge you, see what you can do.
Well, he's 1 for 4 on the day. He had that huge double leading off the 6th inning, and he reached on an error his last time up. Grounds that one foul down the first baseline. Off the fence, evens the count, 1-1.
2nd inning in a row that Gloucester County's had the bases loaded.
And this is Best's 3rd at bat in as many innings. And so they're obviously getting men on base. They're just not taking enough advantage of it. 1 run each of the last 3 innings when they had chances for plenty more.
Correct.
They've really got to take advantage of this one here. The cleanup hitter's up, the bases are loaded. This is what you dream of. Lined into right field, base hit. 1 run's going to score. They're waving the runner around 3rd. He's headed home. The throw comes into 2nd, and that's a 2-run single for Best, and suddenly this game is taken on a much more interesting complexion as it is now 10-8.
And I would say great piece of hitting by Jimmy Best. Just stayed with the pitch, didn't try to drive the ball for a home run, leveled his swing right between 1st and 2nd. 10-8. I'm telling you.
And it's exactly what we talked about. He didn't try and do too much with the pitch. He didn't try and hit a 4-run homer or an 8-run homer. He just took what the pitch gave him, singled to right, got the 2 runs in, and now the tying runs on base for Francisco Rodriguez, who, again, desperately needs to make sure that he takes a pitch.
Yeah, because everything he's been swinging
back
at has been low and a strike.
And that was high for ball 1. So he's ahead in the count. That's a good sign.
That's the first time all day.
It's a good sign. And again, he's a 400 hitter.
And the out pitch for him has been the curveball. That's what they've been getting him out on.
And this, and that's off the catcher's glove, and the run's going to come home from third. That's a pass ball.
Yes.
The tying run is now in scoring position for Rodriguez. Wow.
And it's now 10-9.
That is unbelievable.
So, Mr. Rodriguez, if you can get a single, well, we wanted to play extra innings anyway. I mean, that's the way it's going. But
well, remember the last game you and I were at together was a Kingsway girls basketball game that went into triple overtime.
That's correct.
So here's the 2-0 pitch, and he takes a strike. And I think that may have been his best pitch of the day. He took a strike.
I'm telling you, he may not see a better one than that. Just from hearing that, 2 of the top players in South Jersey are probably going to be going together to Stockton. Lauren Alwyn from Timber Creek and Wiggins are probably both going to go to Stockton.
Wow.
Ooh, back low.
And he swings through that one, and it's even 2-2. And Stockton got Shanae Thompson from Salem last year, so that'll be an interesting group to have down there at Stockton.
Because they have everybody back.
Wow.
Every player back.
Stockton could be a force in the end, Jack, next year. 2-2 pitch to Rodriguez. He swings and hits a fly to left center. They're going over, and the center fielder makes the catch to end the inning.
Well,
so Rodriguez actually had one of his best at-bats of the day, but doesn't have anything to show for it. But
4 runs.
And
10-9.
GCC back in this game as we head to the 9th inning. And we're back for the top of the 9th inning. Gloucester now trailing by just 1 run, 10-9 to Mercer. And Mike Ney starts off, leadoff hitter Matt Crank with a strike, 0-1. Mike Ney now in the game and you know, one of the top pitchers for GCC.
Yeah, he'll probably get the call for the opening game of the Region 19 tournament. Very good sinker ball pitcher, keeps the ball down.
He got the off-speed pitch on the outside corner there for strike 2, and getting ahead of hitters. And, you know, 7-0 on the season, 1 save, 1.89 ERA. You know, definitely one of the top pitchers. He does have a save, but he's hoping he's in line for a win here with a comeback here in the bottom of the 9th.
That's a hit batsman right there. That's not what he wanted.
No, an 0-2 pitch that got away from him inside. To be honest, it looked like it could have possibly hit the dirt before it hit the batter, but
Ney had a very interesting situation earlier, well, actually about a couple weeks ago. He came in and threw 1 inning of a 7-inning doubleheader. Gloucester County won it in the bottom of the 7th inning. He got the win. He pitched the second game, won that one. He won both ends of the doubleheader.
Huh. Well, this will be interesting here with Brzezinski up, the 9-hole hitter. He does have a hit in 4 at-bats, but it looks like he's going to be bunting here to try and get the runner over to second.
Yeah,
and
crucial play.
Get an extra run on the board here for the 9th inning.
Make Gloucester County work even harder to tie. I think that Gloucester has to stop them from getting a run in this inning.
Well, I mean, really one of the toughest. Oh, nice job there. Strike 1 to Brzezinski. And one of the tough things is they keep letting the leadoff hitters on every inning, and you can't keep playing that way. You're going to give up runs that way.
Absolutely correct.
I mean, he was, you know, Ney was ahead 0-2, hits the batter, and that's an offer, and that's strike 2. Tell you what, they're trying to give it. Mercer's trying to give it out, but Ney's trying to take the out.
That's exactly right.
And he's ahead in the count here 0-2, and Brzezinski looks like he's still going to be bunting here behind 0-2, and he does get it down.
Oh, my.
Oh, indecision there from the fielders, and that's going to be, ooh.
Well,
wow.
we can't give an error of omission, so I guess he gets a base hit.
That's oh my gosh. Again, just when you thought you wouldn't see anything else strange in this game.
And now
Ney looked at third. Morello looked at Ney, and
Nobody made a call. And now we got first and second and the top of the lineup. And here we go to bunt again.
And I tell you what, in some ways, you almost couldn't blame Mercer if they wanted Kozak to swing away. I mean, he's had a great day. He's walked twice. He's got a hit. He's reached on an error, and he's reached on a strikeout.
And scored 3 runs.
He's 1 for 3, but he's got 3 runs scored, so. But looks like, I mean, obviously putting 2 runners in scoring position here would be huge with 1 out. First pitch, low, ball 1.
Well, Gloucester giving up any runs this inning is just absolutely a nail to the coffin. So
yeah, I mean,
and Ney is not basically a strikeout pitcher. I mean, he can, but his more is keep the ball in play.
Right. He has 39 strikeouts in 47 2/3 innings coming in, which, you know, is a fair number of strikeouts. But, you know, at the same time, in this situation, you almost want your fielders to make a play for you. Here comes the pitch, and he gets the bunt down. Ney makes the play. Oh, my gosh, and he can't field it. Oh, my goodness, and the bases are now loaded. He couldn't make the play.
Well, you almost said the same situation. Mercer's trying to give an out, and Gloucester's letting them not have an out. Bases loaded.
And that's an error on the pitcher, and suddenly bases loaded, none out. Right after they get right back into this game, and suddenly it looks like it could get out of control again.
Infield's up, makes a 200 hitter, a 300 hitter, and a 300 hitter, a 400 hitter.
And Verder S already has 3 hits in the game today. First pitch swinging, got out in front of that one, fouled it away down the first baseline. 0-1. Now Mike Ney wants to be a strikeout pitcher.
Absolutely.
Because then at least the middle infield could play back at least halfway for a double play to get out of the inning without any damage.
Or hit something hard right at the infielders where they could come to the plate.
And that's strike 2 on the outside corner, a huge pitch from Ney, and now he's got his choice of what he wants to do from here.
I don't think you're going to see anything up. I think it's all going to be down.
Verder S calls timeout, steps out of the box, got something in his eye there. The wind has not died down at all today, and the wind's been blowing like crazy the last couple of weeks.
And this place is a wind tunnel even when it's not windy.
Ney is now set for the 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. And the wind has played havoc all day, you know, with so many pop-ups and the fly balls.
It's made everything an adventure. That's for sure, whether it's infield or outfield.
Well, it seems like everything's an adventure when you and I get together. So
oh, that means it's going to be a last-second shot to win.
And a liner right to...
Oh,
no, it's off the first baseman's glove into right field, and the right fielder bobbles it. But they'll only get the 1 run off of it as the throw comes back in.
Boy, that was a chance for a double play.
I think he started going to first before he got the ball in his glove, and it just ticked right off. Oh, and that's a tough play. It's tough to give an error on that, but he should have. Oh yeah, he should have made the play definitely.
And now suddenly that big run's just in for Mercer. It's now 11-9. Bases still loaded, still nobody out.
And Ney is still throwing strikes. He's still throwing well. It doesn't seem like he's letting this affect him too much on the mound. He's getting the results that he wants as far as what's happening at the plate, but when it gets to the fielder is when things are going wrong. And he's quickly ahead of Stupinski, 0-2.
Stupinski had that monster triple in the last inning.
And it had double the inning before that, and he's got 2 RBIs on the day, and he's got a chance for more here. The infield's still in. It's 11-9 Mercer. The 0-2 pitch, he pokes it. Fair ball off the chalk down the third baseline. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Runner headed to third, and they're going to hold him there. It's a 2-run double for Stupinski. And once again, Mercer back to a 4-run lead. It's 13-9.
Wow, clutch hitting by Russ Stupinski. You can actually see it. It kicked up the chalk right on the line.
And that's got to be one of the easiest calls for an umpire when he sees the chalk come up off the line.
And it starts that old age-old situation. Why do they call it the foul line when if it hits it, it's fair?
Same thing with the foul pole.
That's right.
I know people who purposely call it the fair pole just for that reason.
That's correct.
But now up cleanup hitter James Lauer.
And any kind of single now will just be probably the final nail.
And that one's low and away, ball one. One of the first times I can remember Nay getting behind an account.
Yeah, I think he's a little upset at himself right now. And
well, I mean, that's an 0-2 pitch that gets ripped down the line for that double. So
had the 2 bunts.
Swing and a miss, evens the count 1-1. Lauer 0 for 5 on the day, one of the only players who hasn't done anything for Mercer today offensively. So, of course, he's your cleanup hitter.
That's correct. Well, it's that kind of day.
Yeah, it is. There's a drive to the outfield, deep left center.
That's
Cologne.
going to be gone.
It's gone. So, of course, the ultimate jinx. I say he hasn't done anything all day offensively. And he blasts a 3-run homer deep to left center field. And just in case anybody doesn't realize, there's still nobody out in this inning.
And 6 runs are in.
So we are now looking at 16-9 Mercer. And again, you know, I said it before the game, or right as we were getting started, you know, they give up to 24 runs in the loss to Lincoln, give up 10 in the second game of that doubleheader, but win that game 12-10. They had not given up double digits again the rest of the season until today.
And I guess if there's a bright lining that comes out of this one, it's today.
Right. It's not tomorrow. It's not Friday.
That's probably the best situation that you can have. The only thing it doesn't do to somebody like Mike Nay at the moment is doesn't help your confidence. You just got to put that away and say today wasn't my day. And
well, as Nay comes off the hill after one of his rockiest outings of the season easily, we'll head to break as Mercer leads 16-9. All right, we're back here at GCC. Matt Hill up, the new pitcher Brandon Kenish into the game for Gloucester County College. And he gets ahead of the Hill 0-1.
Brandon's pretty much been a setup guy for Gloucester County, and he'll get some work for today.
And another pitch low and on the inside corner, strike 2. Nice job getting ahead of Hill here, and obviously Hill, one of the most dangerous hitters. 2 hits today, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. It's nice to see Kenish going right after him, especially after what happened already this inning. Hill flies to left, and
that was an adventure.
After an adventure, Rodriguez manages to make the catch for out number 1. Ugh. Like I said, everything that's hit to left is blowing toward left center, and everything hit to center is heading toward right. So you can't guarantee anything when it's up in the air today.
That's for sure.
So now Luis Alvarez will step to the plate. He doubled his last time up, his first hit of the day. Takes low and inside, ball 1. Kenish, a GCIT product, pitched right next door.
How about that?
And that's a strike. That'll even the count 1-1.
Well, they have a extremely talented athlete at GCIT in Christy Moronsky, who can throw softball. Let me tell you.
Yep, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe they play Pennsville next week. And that's a game that'll be a huge game for that Tri-County Conference Diamond Division.
Matter of fact, not only that, but Group 2 features some incredible teams. There's Overbrook, there's Sterling, there's Audubon, and GCIT. That's probably going to be your Final 4, and every one of those games could be 1-0.
Of course, the one thing you never know is, the seedings will be determined after Friday,
yeah.
and if they end up on the same side of the bracket, it'll be a shame. Ground ball just foul down the third baseline. Stays alive, 2-2. I believe you're needed for surgery, doctor.
Oh, please. But it's the boss on the line.
and they'll say he didn't go around on that one, and it was low, so that'll fill up the count 3-2. Yeah, my boss called right before the game. She told me to bring some milk home.
That's what I'm sure that was for me.
So Kenish with a 3-2 pitch. Lined into left center field.
That's
I don't think Cologne's going to get to that one. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Luis Alvarez around first. He pulls into second with another double.
His second of the day.
Second in a row. And that'll keep the inning alive.
And I guess you could say the nightmare continues.
Yep. Well, I mean, Mercer batted around in the 6th.
They're going to bat around this inning.
They're going to bat around again. Barring it, I mean, this is the 9th batter to hit. Barring a double play here, then Matt Crank will get his second bat of the inning after this. Leone with a couple of hits, 3 hits on the day and a walk in 5 plate appearances. Takes that pitch low, ball 1. So it's really kind of been specific spots in the lineup. I mean, obviously the leadoff hitter Kozak's had a great day. Stupinski's had a couple of big hits, and obviously last couple of at-bats Alvarez. And then Lauer coming up with that huge 3-run homer earlier this inning.
You know, in games like this where they're in between the region tournaments, these games, it's whoever comes to play is going to win, and whoever wants it the most. Obviously today, it's been the green.
Well, I think as you said, you know, before the game, and I'll give you credit for being right again on this.
It's only the second time.
Now that I'll argue with you, but you know, the fact that this is sort of an in-between game for GCC, and they have everything to lose here, and Mercer has everything to gain by winning this game heading into the tournament. I mean, the pressure of a 35-game winning streak is all on GCC right now.
Right.
Leone fouls that pitch off to even the count 2-2.
And maybe there's another factor. Every good team or every team during the course of the year is going to play what they call a stinker.
Yeah.
And you just hope that your stinker, it doesn't come at a time that's going to kill you.
Right, and you know, that's what I said earlier in the game. They have played some close games where they haven't necessarily played their best, but they found ways to win those games.
Right.
And, you know, I thought that could play into their advantage here, having been in tight games and having, you know, played from behind recently.
Right.
But, you know, the six-run 6th was really the killer for them because it got them 5 runs down. And every time they came up, I mean, the next 3 innings, they had opportunities to score multiple runs. They didn't do it the first 2 times up. They finally did in the 8th to get it to within a run, but then obviously things fell apart here in the 9th. Leone grounds it to first. Best steps on the bag. The runner moves to third, and that'll be 2 away.
Probably the best scenario of that one last year. Gloucester County was leading Brookdale and lost late in the game 10-9. And they finally came back, fought their way back, beating Camden County, got back into the region final, and lost by 15 runs. When just everything fell down, and that kind of game that you don't want to have, you had at the worst possible time.
Right, and that's exactly, and you know, as you said earlier, this is the time to have this game, not Friday or after. So Matt Crank back up again for a second at bat, still without a hit today, but he was hit by a pitch leading off this inning that started this 6-run onslaught. Here's the 1-0 pitch, high and away, ball 2, 2-0. And that one's even higher and awayer, and it's 3-0.
Just a bit outside.
I can't believe they're holding off pitches this close.
Yeah.
And then, of course, last night we had Ernie Harwell pass away, another legendary broadcaster.
Detroit Tigers.
Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
And that's strike 1, 3-1 now. Brandon's trying to come all the way back here from falling behind 3-0 on Crank. And he walks him, and that'll load the bases. No, that'll put runners on first and third.
Close enough.
I think I've gone insane.
I can understand that.
There's so many runners on. I lost track.
25 runs. We're not even going to count the errors.
I lost track. I don't have enough fingers.
Or toes.
Well, no, I'd have to take my shoes off. But Brzezinski's up. He's got a couple of hits on the day, including that bizarre bunt play earlier this inning. And he takes one nearly off the helmet for ball 1. And Cuervo's going to go talk to Kenish.
Yeah, I think you just got to calm him down. Just
Yeah.
come in, throw strikes, get out of the inning.
Because as we've seen, pitchers earlier in the day not finishing, and the ball's coming out of their hand too early, and
Right.
and it's going high and away to the lefties and high and inside to the righties.
Used to say that when you finish, you should be able to pick up a pebble.
Well, Tim Lincecum had that motion in his dad. As Brzezinski drives one to center, Cologne's going to be there to make the catch to end the inning. We'll talk about Tim Lincecum in the bottom half of the inning. But
6 more runs.
Unbelievable.
16-9. We'll be back.
And the interesting thing is that as we were talking about just before that play, Tim Lincecum has that motion where he comes all the way over the top and actually touches the ground in front of the mound when he finishes. You don't see, it's such an unusual delivery, and you see so many high school pitchers struggle with finishing, and even college pitchers, as we've seen at times today.
Absolutely.
Finishing, it's almost surprising in some ways that more pitching coaches and coaches in general don't teach more of that motion to come over the top and to finish. I guess when kids are young and they're learning how to pitch, they learn whatever works for them.
Right,
And,
that's correct.
I think pitching coaches to some extent are kind of loath to mess with something if it works. But, at some point you got to get kids to follow through on their pitches.
That is absolutely correct. And sometimes I'll tell you, it's all set up an age-old situation where the metal bats, the ball comes off that bat so quickly that you also wonder sometimes if pitchers are afraid to finish that low because that ball could come back and they couldn't defend themselves.
Mm-hmm. And we've seen a few balls right back through the box today. And a pitcher in the pros, I'm trying to remember who it was, had one lined off his head earlier this season.
Right, and of course the world famous one in the old one was Herb Score, who was a phenomenal left-handed pitcher. Got drilled and hit him right back in the eye, and that was the career.
Yep, and he tried to come back, but just didn't have the control anymore. And
well, it's been an adventure today, so we'll see what the bottom of the 9th brings.
Roadrunners need 7 to tie, and leading things off will be Logan Morello. He takes one high and away for ball 1.
Certainly a daunting task. Would have been so much easier to only need 1. 7 is going to be very, very difficult.
And that catches the outside corner, evens the count 1-1. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for the Roadrunners here in the bottom of the 9th. And that'll be another one on the outside corner, strike 2. And I don't think Morello's liking these outside corners.
But I'll tell you what, if it's a strike and the guy raises his hand behind the plate, it's a strike.
He's the only one that matters. And that one's low and in the dirt, evens the count 2-2. And with a 7-run deficit, all you can do is just try and get on base, keep the inning going for the next guy. You can't worry about hitting home runs or anything else. And that'll bring the count full, 3-2.
And again, if you're sitting in Mercer, Stepinski, throw strikes.
He was ahead 1-2 in this count, and now he's in danger of losing him if he throws one more ball. Lost him, and you could see the catcher with his glove right dead center of the plate, shaking it, saying, throw it right here. And he got it down. And you can't be afraid of contact with a 7-run lead.
Well, Mike Schatzman.
Mike's another guy that's due. 0 for 3 with a walk, struck out his last time up.
Hey, Chaz, let's go! Come on, baby!
And that catches the inside corner, strike 1. Tell you what, the umpire is pretty positive. He knows that side of the plate and knows what's a strike.
Absolutely.
And the pitchers are working it. 0-1, low and in.
And nothing will drive you more crazy as a manager than walks, especially when you have a big lead.
Yeah. And he drives that one down the right field line, but it holds up in the wind, and the right fielder makes the catch for out number 1. That looked like it was hit better than that, but just died when it got to the outfield.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the right fielder had him positioned absolutely perfect, though, because played him almost like a left-handed hitter.
Yeah.
Right there for the play.
So that's out number 1, and John Garroza steps to the dish.
2 hits today.
Yeah, 2 hits and an infield fly bizarreness. And he hits the first pitch to short, tosses to second for 1. They throw to first, and he's safe at first, and he avoids the double play and keeps the game alive, but now there's 2 away.
Well, very good job done by the shortstop. Key out, and good hustle by Garroza to make sure that he got down the line and didn't end that game. There's still life. It may be flickering, but there's still life.
A little bit.
Although I do see the fat lady starting to stand up over on the other side.
Yeah, she's in the bullpen now.
Yeah.
Cuervo takes that one inside for ball 1. The first pitch swing surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, especially because we had a walk in the inning already.
Yeah, and it looked like he reached for it a little bit too. And that one's low, 2-0 to Cuervo. With the top of the order, Ronnie Tanner waiting on deck. And it's 3-0 now to Cuervo. And the automatic strike, 3-1. Though I think that was actually a strike.
I think that was right down the pike, I'm telling you.
And that's inside, ball 4. So the game's still alive. 2 men on for Tanner.
Reinforces your swinging at the first pitch.
So now we've got runners on first and second. Tanner, who struck out his last time up, we've been looking to continue the 3-for-3 day he had going before that.
No posting, quick wrap up.
Okay.
Tanner awaits the pitch from Stupinski. First pitch swinging, fouls it off. Again, I mean, there's a fine line between aggressiveness and swinging at the pitcher's pitch.
And especially when we've had 2 walks for the inning. Well, we'll see what happens.
0-1 to Tanner. Oh, 1 pitch in the dirt, evens the count, 1-1. And that's a strike, and it's 1-2 to Tanner, down to his last strike. 35-game winning streak
is in jeopardy.
I think it's in final jeopardy.
Yeah. And I think I don't know the answer to the question either.
And I think they bet everything.
I'll tell you.
I think the category was ancient Egyptian mathematics.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
And that ball was in the dirt, 2-2.
What was King Tut's mother's name?
I think it's ancient Egyptian algebra.
That'll work.
And I think we've taken that as far as we can.
I think you're 100% right.
And here comes the 2-2 pitch to Tanner.
He stays alive.
Mm-hmm. And he'll get another 2-2 pitch. You know, and it felt like more, I guess, especially after the bases were left loaded in the 7th there for GCC, but they've left 8 men on today.
And I would have bet double digits, yeah.
They've got 2 on here. And that's just a little bit low and inside, and that'll run the count full.
Well, I make one prediction. The runners will be moving on this pitch.
I think you may be right yet again.
It's only the third time today.
Stepinski comes set, and the runners are off, and the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll be the ball game.
And the end of Gloucester County's 35-game winning streak. And the final score today will be Mercer 16 and Gloucester County 9.
And final total 16 runs on 15 hits for Mercer, and for Gloucester 9 runs on 11 hits, and they left 10 men on base. And Mercer actually left 11 men on base, but was able to take advantage of their opportunities in those 2 big innings in the 6th and the 9th.
Right.
And that was more than enough to get the win.
And I think going into the 9th inning, when we followed the whole synopsis of this, was that Gloucester County thought they were in good position, let's say. They were losing only 10-9, and that 6th spot in the 9th inning was just a killer.
And it was really a surprise with Mike Ney on the mound. I mean, they brought him in to be the shutdown guy. He was getting his inning of work, obviously, but he's that shutdown guy. He's ERA under 2 coming in, 7-0 record, and he just couldn't shut the door. And it wasn't completely his fault. I mean, there were a couple plays, the botched bunt play that went for a single, and then the next bunt that he couldn't field, and that all led up to that big 3-run homer by Lauer there in the 9th to kind of seal the win.
Well, I guess if you're a Gloucester County fan, when you follow this game, it's good if a game like this was going to happen. It happened today, and not for the Region 19 tournament. And for Mercer, they came to play, and they won.
Absolutely, and they're not a bad team, so they were due. But the final here from GCC in Deptford Township, Mercer wins 16-9, ends the Roadrunners' 35-game win streak. And for Fred Swartz, I'm Scott Chappelear, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.